The Bruins, Patriots, Rams, and Celtics. Boston's home for sports is 95, the Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station.
This is Boston Bruins hockey, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V, available at your local New England Honda dealers. The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Peerless Boilers, Safety Insurance, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, the Peterson School, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champion.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise, Florida, it's Boston Bruins hockey as the Bruins today will finish off their 2-game swing through the state of Florida, taking on the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Along with Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Great to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon. And the Bruins put in a solid effort on Thursday night in Tampa, but a couple of mistakes and a lack of goal scoring led to a 4-1 loss to the Lightning. Boston has now dropped 6 straight games, an 0-5-1 record, and things don't get any easier on the schedule today against the Panthers. After Thursday's game, Joe Sako said he liked his team's pushback, but it's still not enough.
Right now, they're not feeling great about themselves. Neither are we, right? No one wants to lose in this league. You're in this profession and this business to win hockey games and get results. So we're not getting them right now. I thought the guys showed some determination in the third again. It's a good hockey game. We killed off some penalties early in the game. We kept ourselves in it. The power play, we give up a shorthanded goal, and that certainly takes a lot of wind out of your sail. But we're still in the game. It's only 1-0, and then we give up one last minute in the period, right? That's not a good recipe for success, those goals. They are pretty much gift goals, but that's on us. But the third period, we came out, we pushed hard, and then, obviously we couldn't get the empty netter.
No, Joe is extremely frustrated right now, as is everybody down in that locker room. And, after the last game, it's even worse because, it's not like you stepped out on the ice like Edmonton, right? You played poorly and you just didn't deserve to win right from the drop of the puck, or you didn't have any pushback until the third period when the game was essentially over. That was a good hockey game, and I know fans don't want to hear that. Certainly, it's about results right now, and I get that. But you also have to pay attention to kind of what is going on in a game. The Bruins did a lot of the things that they set out to do in that game. It's 0-0, scoreless game. They killed off 3 power plays for the Tampa Bay Lightning that they had, and that's a potent power play. And it's one of the highest scoring teams in the league, and you're scoreless until you get a power play in the second period, and then it all goes south. I mean, that kills you right there. Then it's 1-0, and then you like Joe Sako alluded to, you allow that goal late. Not a great goal allowed by Swayman, but hated the way it was played. Right? I mean, how much space did they give Eyssimont there?
Right.
I mean, Mason Lohrei backs way in, partially 2-on-1, not really, kind of. Why does he get that much space to come into the zone and walk into a really good shooting position? Like those types of areas need to be harder. You got to be harder in those situations. And so it's a 2-1 game. Lohrei scores in the third period. Don't look at 4-1 because they score an empty net goal and then they get a power play goal at garbage time, right? But after that was all said and done. So it's a 2-1 game against a team that could score. You did a better job defending. Your goaltender was good. I know people that wouldn't like the second goal by Eyssimont, but a lot of things happened before that goal.
Yeah, he made some big saves to keep that as close as it was.
He made a lot of good saves, yeah. And it's a situation where, okay, now it's about results. And now it's about coming into Florida, a team that's, you handled them in the regular season last year, but they're your nemesis the last 2 seasons here in the playoffs. And it's an opportunity to kind of, if you want to get out of this thing, why not beat the best, right? The team that won the Stanley Cup last year. Come into here, come into this building, win a game, start feeling a little bit better about yourself as you head back home to play Tampa on Tuesday.
Well, as you said, it's a results-oriented business, and the results haven't been there lately. So the question for Joe Sako is, how can his team start putting wins together and keep from sliding too far down the standings?
We have the team that's capable of pulling out of this, but we have to do it together. It's not one or two or three players. It's the team doing it by committee. The 5 guys, when they get on the ice tomorrow, they work together as a group, as a unit, and pull for each other. And I think that's the way you get out of this here as far as grabbing one. And tomorrow, like I said last night, it's just about finding a win, right? You do whatever you can to help the team win, and that's typically how you get out of it. But it's just, teams go through these type of scenarios during the course of the season. You don't want it to extend like it has for us right now, but we believe that once we get out of it, we can get on a streak of our own.
Yeah, well, they've done that, right? I mean, so everybody's got to be pulling on the rope, right? And prior to this 6-game losing streak, I mean, their numbers were good, right? They played some good hockey, and you had some regulation wins or piled up some wins, I should say, and piled up some points. And now with your 6-game losing streak, everybody's closed the gap. I mean, you look at Detroit; they've won 6 in a row since their coaching change, and teams are starting to close that gap. Tampa just did it and went by the Bruins with that win the other day, and they still have a bunch of games in hand on Boston. So if you start kind of looking at it like that, it gets magnified. So just concentrate on today. As players, that's all you can do. You control what you can control. You control what happens in this game. Everybody pulling on the rope. Everybody dialed in on the details. Everybody doing what it takes to win a hockey game. That's all it is right now. And as frustrated as they are, and as where the mood is and everything else, mentally where they are, that has to be thrown out. And it's just concentrating on today's game and getting 2 points out of the way.
Well, and how do you get 2 points? Well, when you talk to Morgan Geekie, he says one of the first things they have to do is stop with the self-inflicted wounds.
We're shooting ourselves in the foot, time and time again. I feel like lots of these mistakes are kind of self-appointed, but we got to figure it out in this room, and we got guys that can do that. I believe in each and every one of the guys in this room, and it's something that we've got to figure out. Our coaching staff's giving us all the tools and systems, and it's on us to execute, and that's what we haven't been doing. So we've got to learn to build our game from the start of the first puck drop, and play a full 60 like I said before. It's unacceptable at this level at this time of the year, and it's going to grow. Frustration's going to keep growing if we don't clean things up.
Belief, I like that word for belief that hey, we can get out of this. We've shown that we can play some good hockey. We've shown that we can put up some wins. Now it's time to stop talking about it and do it. And enough's enough. At some point, enough is enough, right? And that's where everybody's got to kind of look at themselves in the mirror, look at the guy next to you, believe in that guy, and make sure you come out and do the job here today.
Yeah, there was a lot of chatter about that here yesterday, including Charlie McAvoy. He said players know the situation, and there's a sense of urgency to get this thing turned around.
We know where we are. We know where we put ourselves here. I go back, could have gotten points in some of these games, could have salvaged some, maybe got some wins too along the way, but we didn't. And this is a results-oriented business, and we're not getting results, and that sucks. That hurts. We all feel it. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to win, to be a successful team. We put a lot of work into that. So we know that we got to right this ship, and we got to do it. We got to do it now, and we have an opportunity to do it tomorrow. With everybody just doing their job, just focusing on what they can do, team defense, and just playing simple. Everybody knows their job, and everybody just has to do their individual job.
And we'll see if they can do that today. Some lineup changes for the Bruins today. Mark Kastelik injured at the end of that game in Tampa on Thursday. He'll be out today. Mark McLaughlin inserted into the lineup. On defense, the Bruins will get Jordan Osterley back into the lineup today in place of Parker Wotherspoon. Jeremy Swayman will get the start in goal. Coming up here on our Bruins pregame show, we'll go around the NHL, including Sidney Crosby and the Penguins trying to get into playoff position.
We know how important every point is, but this homestand, heading into a big road trip after this, so we need the points.
We'll hear more from Joe Sako about how to turn things around.
I think that we have to fall back and make sure that our structure's tight here today, and then will. To me, those are the two keys here, today's structure and our will.
And up next, we'll take a closer look at the Florida Panthers.
Jesper Boqvist, a shot, he scores! Jesper Boqvist from the slot, and the Panthers double their lead. It's 2-0.
That's on the way here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Right now at Macy's, it's about time. Time to start the year off right, because it's time for our one-day sale. So if you've been thinking it's time to start a new workout routine, there's no time like the present. Just come into Macy's to pick up the active styles you've been looking for, and you'll save 25 to 40% on Adidas, Reebok, The North Face, and more. But don't wait, because Macy's one-day sale will be over Sunday, which means you're almost out of time. We'd say more, but hey, time's up. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
How would you like to get in the best shape, the healthiest shape of your life for less than $5 a day? I'm Body CEO Carl Deichler. That's Body with an I. And I've got your healthy bundle with a world-class workout, healthy eating plan, plus the healthiest and most delicious nutrition shake that will make you feel amazing and really improve your digestion, if you know what I mean. All for less than $5 a day. This is your healthy bundle, your workout, your easy eating plan, and a delicious nutrition shake called Shakeology. And if you don't lose up to 10 to 15 pounds in your first 3 weeks, I'll give you your money back. Imagine a trainer and dietitian giving you all this for less than $5 a day, plus a healthy superfood shake that curbs cravings, helps you lose weight, and gives you healthy energy. It's unprecedented, and it's your healthy bundle. So write down this web address. Go to yourhealthybundle.com. That's yourhealthybundle.com, and see how healthy and fit you can get for less than $5 a day.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5 thesportshub.com.
And this one goes out to the line. Valimaki across. Kolyachonik now a shot from the far side. Bukestad missing wide. Near boards Valimaki on it. Final 4 seconds. Balinskis behind the net. And the final seconds tick away. That's it for this one. The Panthers in their first visit to Utah. 4-1 winners tonight over the Utah Hockey Club.
Back here in Florida as the Bruins and Panthers get ready to meet for the third time this year. They haven't seen each other, though, since the first week of the season. Florida won those 2 games, including here on opening night. Since then, they've compiled 2 7-game point streaks and built a record that stands at 10 games above the 500 mark. Currently 4 points behind Toronto for first place in the Atlantic Division. Since Christmas, Maurice's Panthers alternating wins and losses, but he's okay with the way his team looks overall.
I've been really happy with their game. There's a 10-minute block I didn't like against Carolina. And then past that 10-minute block, I've been really happy with their game. With those 2 defensemen out in Colorado, there's like 2 or 3 teams you just don't want your 2-year defensemen out to play against. That game's 1-1. We come on the wrong side of it. You know, you go into Utah, it's 1-0 in the third. We like those games. We need to be in those games exactly the way they are, tight games. So when I say I'm really happy about our game, I'm not saying that everything's connecting and everything's perfect, but our mind is right, and this is the right time of year for us to get into these tight ones.
Paul Maurice also knows that it is a long season. They've gone deep now 2 years in a row. There's a lot of miles on a few of these guys and a lot of wear and tear on them, and there's going to be parts of a season that they're just not going to have it. But make sure you're there when it counts, you know, that type of thing. And he's not going to come out and say that as much, but that's part of it. I was laughing because one of their TV guys was in here just recently, a little while ago, and complaining that they can't score. And I'm looking at him like, are you, like, get out of here. Beat it. You won the Stanley Cup last year. You beat the Bruins 2 years ago in a year that the Bruins should have beaten you and didn't. And credit to the Florida Panthers. We don't like you. Like, go away.
we don't want to hear your complaints.
Exactly. No, and I mean that in a good way, right? I mean, they deserved everything they've gotten, but you're complaining that they haven't been able to score. I'm like, well, welcome to our world. We look at our power play, so they're in a good spot. They know they're in a good spot. They know they're going to make the playoffs. They want to be peaking at the right time of year. They want to be playing their best hockey as they head into the playoffs. And if they have to forego a few games in the middle of the season to get to that point and try to get themselves healthy and be ready to go, then so be it. It was a pretty Florida Panther-like game against Utah the other day. If you watch some of the highlights, it was some good stuff going on in terms of physicality. Maybe that's what the Bruins need. A little physicality, a little physical game against a team that they don't like in order to get them engaged in the right way and pull out a W here today.
Yeah, well, in the most recent outing, that 4-1 win over Utah, Sasha Barkov said he thought the Panthers are getting back to what makes them successful.
Everything. It was kind of what we wanted to do, like come in, play that our style game, like low-scoring game, and got the 2 empty netters there at the end. So I think it was a good game by us, and obviously like a great game by Bob as well. Kept us in the game whole game.
Yeah, Barkov's one of the best two-way players in the league, if not the best two-way player in the league. Bobrovsky has recaptured his, greatness, right? He's got a couple of Vezinas, and he dipped a little bit a couple years ago, and it was Alex Lyon that helped him get into the playoffs, and he actually started the playoffs for them. Bobrovsky was sitting on the bench. Now Bobrovsky's kind of recaptured, his magic there in the nets, and they can deal with a couple of injuries. They can deal with a couple of guys going through some offensive slumps. They're a deep team. They're a good team. And they play a certain style, and they stick to it. That style's not always easy to play over an 82-game season. And, I think that's, when we listen to Paul Maurice a little bit, I think he realizes that. I know he realizes that. Been around the game long enough. And, he can deal with a few, poor showings, but also Barkov talking about if you start to play the right way, you're going to get the results, and that's what he feels that his team is heading in that direction.
You kind of alluded to as well, when these teams get together, the rivalry that's built up here over the last couple of year playoffs, we know about that from the Bruins' perspective. Helps get the blood pumping for them. Hopefully today, the Panthers' Sam Reinhart says it certainly does for Florida as well.
I think anytime you see them, it's been, a couple months since we saw them last, but no matter how both teams are doing, it's a game that brings out the best of both. So it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a grind, and we're looking forward to the test.
We got the Bruins and the Florida Panthers coming up. Up next, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Jim Murray, and then we'll be back to go around the NHL here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Coleman. It's electric. When you need an electrician, call Coleman Electric. From Boston to Bow, New Hampshire, south to Sandwich, west to Worcester, Coleman Electric has an office around your corner and up your block. Remember, it's not Coleman, it's Coleman. Kuhlman. It's electric.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messenthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo.
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25.
Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines.
The Boston Bruins, who've lost 6 straight games, remain on the road this afternoon to take on the Florida Panthers, with puck drop coming up a little after 1 o'clock with Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers. The Patriots yesterday formally announced that they completed a virtual interview with Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson for their open head coach position. Thursday, they met in Boston with former Titans head coach Mike Vrabel. A couple of Patriots finishing 2024 with AP honors. Brendan Schooler named a first-team All-Pro on special teams. Christian Gonzalez named a second-team All-Pro at cornerback. Domantas Sabonis, 23 points, career-high 28 rebounds. Sacramento Kings use a fourth-quarter rally to defeat the Celtics 114-97 Friday night. Celtics will host the New Orleans Pelicans tomorrow at 6. And NFL Wildcard Weekend kicks off today with a couple of games on the slate. The LA Chargers, 11-6 on the road against the 10-7 Houston Texans, will kick off at 4:30. Pittsburgh Steelers at 10-7 on the road at the Baltimore Ravens at 12-5. Kickoff 8 p.m. on Amazon Prime. Get ready for the call-up and join the Bruins season ticket waitlist to gain access to season tickets in priority order as they become available. Plus, score priority access to ticket pre-sales, be the first to hear about the latest Bruins news and merchandise drops, and receive a dedicated account executive to address your needs year-round. Visit bostonbruins.com/waitlist. That's bostonbruins.com/waitlist to learn more and secure your spot in line. I'm Jim Murray with your headlines. Ryan and Bob going to be back to take you around the NHL next on the 98.5 Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealer.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Nissan Rogue with available Google built-in helps you make the most of your drive. Take care of the small stuff, like, hey Google, cool down my car. And, hey Google, turn on the dog feeder. Or change up your adventure. Hey Google, navigate me to the nearest music venue. Handle your drive like a pro.
Experience the ultimate connection in the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Not equipped on all vehicles. Requires compatible device sequences, short and simulated activation of Nissan Connect services package required. Only use features when safe and legal to do so. Data rates may apply. Subject to third-party service availability. Google, Google Play, and Google Maps are trademarks of Google, LLC. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 60 months on new 2024 Rogue and dealer stock. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per 1,000 financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 2/3/25.
The wait is almost over.
This crowd is ready for hockey.
The world's best players take the ice to compete for their country. International Best on Best Hockey comes to Boston as Bruins stars Brad Marchand of Team Canada and Charlie McAvoy of Team USA compete to see which hockey nation will reign. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA. The Four Nations face-off. Get your tickets today.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. Know and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer. Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Bruins and the Florida Panthers getting ready to play a matinee as we take a look around the NHL. A couple of other afternoon games later this afternoon. Matchup of sub-500 teams. Seattle will visit Buffalo at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And also at 4 o'clock, it's the Pittsburgh Penguins hosting the Ottawa Senators. Sidney Crosby and the Penguins knocking on the door of a playoff spot.
You know, we know how important every point is with this homestand, you know, heading into a big road trip after this. So we need the points.
Well, you always need the points, right? Pittsburgh, remember earlier in the season, and they couldn't keep the puck out of their net, how bad they were playing, and there were some rumors around that maybe they're going to make a coaching change and everything else. Well, they've stayed the course, and Sidney Crosby's been a big part of that, and they've gotten back on the winning track. So even when they're not winning games, 4-3-3 in their last 10 games. So even when they're not winning, they're getting points along the way, and that's really important as you keep moving forward. So they're just a point out of a playoff spot right now. They could actually overtake the Bruins here today with a win and knock the Bruins out of a playoff spot. So there's still a ways to go, but also you start to run out of runway, as you start to get a little bit closer, and those points seem to matter more and more. And Sidney Crosby's been a big part of the Penguins getting back into contention.
Tonight, the Vancouver Canucks visit the Maple Leafs, and up in Toronto, Craig Berube and the Leafs experimenting with 5 forwards on the power play recently.
Yeah, there's always going to be concerns with 5 forwards on the power play at times, and we'll see what happens. But I like the power play in general. I mean, they got us goal, had some good looks on the next one, so they did some real good things. But we just got to clean up the mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, they had been on a pretty good roll. They're first in the Atlantic right now, and Craig Berube's just trying to make sure that they're ready to play properly once the playoffs do start, as opposed to some of the years where they, have kind of gotten away from things and let things get away from them in the playoffs. So this is the first time they've gone with 5 forwards. They've got enough firepower to when you've got Marner out there as well, he's really conscious defensively when he needs to be. He's a really good player, so I don't think that's really a big deal. They're taking on a Vancouver Canucks team that's only won twice out of their last 10 games, and they're going through a lot of turmoil out there in Vancouver.
Well, up in Montreal, a couple of streaking teams. The Canadiens will host the Dallas Stars. Pete DeBoer's Stars have won 6 in a row, and they've won their last 4 road games.
It's a great start to the trip, obviously. I think we're enjoying being on the road. I think it's good to get the group together, especially when you're winning, and I think there's a good feeling around our team. We've got to be careful, though. We've talked that winning streaks usually end because you get a little comfortable, start to lose some detail in your game. So we want to make sure we keep that.
A few weeks ago, you would have been saying, well, all right, not a big deal, not a big game. Well, Montreal's 8-2 in their last 10 games. They came down to Florida and swept Florida. They're playing some good hockey, the Canadiens are, and obviously Dallas is as well, winners of 6 in a row. So these are 2 of the hotter teams in the league right now going at it tonight.
Tampa Bay makes a visit to New Jersey tonight. Jack Hughes and the Devils glad to be home after a 1-4-1 road trip.
We just got to keep finding our game, and we'll continue to stack up the wins. And we got a couple games at home here, and we're looking to continue our really good our games that we've been playing on home ice.
Yeah, the Bruins haven't seen the Devils yet this season. We'll see them later this month, but that's the only team in the East, I believe, that the Bruins haven't seen yet.
As we get you set for the Bruins and the Florida Panthers this afternoon, we'll hear from Joe Sako coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise. Some are filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy additives that growing kids should never eat. That's why Hiya created the Kids Daily Multivitamin, a chewable vitamin with 15+ essential vitamins and minerals. Some kids' vitamins are filled with 5 grams of sugar, and sugar is known to contribute to a variety of health issues. Hiya is made with 0 sugar and 0 gummy additives, yet it tastes great and is perfect for picky eaters. Hiya is made with a blend of 12 organic organic fruits and veggies and helps support kids' immune systems, energy, brain function, mood, concentration, and more. It's also non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, and nut-free. Hiya is designed for kids 2 and up and sent straight to your door, so parents have one less thing to worry about. To receive 50% off your first order, go to hiyahealth.com/no sugar. Go to hiyahealth.com/no sugar and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Easily Media Group Station.
Our pregame interview with Joe Sako is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. We'll help you manage life's storms.
You guys coming off the loss to Tampa the other night, I know you were happy with the team's effort, but a couple of mistakes seemed to kind of doom you guys in the second period. How do you clean that up?
Structure. I think that we have to fall back and make sure that our structure's tight here today. And then will. Like, to me, those are the two keys here today, structure and our will. And when we have those two things, we'll be okay. I think, we had breakdowns, but so did Tampa. We had some really good grade A chances last game, just as many, if not more, maybe more than they did 5-on-5. So, but yeah, that doesn't absolve us from making sure that we still tighten it up a little bit more on our own end, especially with our puck play again, limiting our turnovers.
Early on in this losing streak, and then again here in the last couple of games, the goals just haven't been there. But you, as you mentioned, you had some good scoring chances throughout the course of that game. How do you get those to start going in?
Well, this happened a little while ago again, and they'll start going in. It's when you're generating 4 or 5 chances a game as opposed to 10, 11, 12 quality chances, where you start to see that you're getting concerned. But bearing down, hitting the net, we're off net a little bit too much. We need to start hitting the net more. That obviously will give us a better chance. But again, don't focus so much on the goal scoring. Like I've said this from day one, right? When we look after our responsibilities, when we manage the puck, when we forecheck well, when we defend well, our opportunities will come, and eventually they'll start going in too.
Mark Kastelik got hurt at the end of that game, won't be in the lineup today. What was your view of the incident there, and then the impact that's going to have not having a guy like that in the lineup today?
The view of the incident was that he was just going to finish a check in front of their bench, and the defender put his stick up pretty high, and I thought it caught him in the face area. So it was, I didn't like the hit on him as far as where the stick was positioned, and then Mark, obviously being who he is, took it upon himself to handle matters. But unfortunately, when he got an injury during that altercation. So, and we're going to miss his energy. We're going to miss his physicality. He's a great teammate. He does a lot of things for us that go unnoticed and noticed. So it's up to other guys now to step up their level of compete and making sure that we're dragged into the fight here today.
Brad Marchand and David Pastrnak threw some cold water on a report out of Boston yesterday that I don't think too many people should put some stock into. But I just wanted to ask you about the chemistry in the locker room for this team and what you've seen throughout the course of the season, and in particular here in the last couple of weeks when things have not been going well.
The chemistry's fine. I think that the players do a good enough job in holding each other accountable, and that's the key, right? When you're coming out of when you're trying to get out of a situation like we're in, where you're not getting the results, it's important that the players are holding each other accountable to a high standard. We've always had that here in Boston. There's a standard that we try to maintain, and it's important that we as coaches, number one, make sure that we're holding the players up to that standard, and they have to hold themselves up to that standard. And that's part of professional sports, and we have good chemistry. The guys, they pull for each other, they work for each other. There's competitiveness, which is good, but I think that the chemistry here is really solid.
We know about the rivalry that you guys have with the Florida Panthers and the intensity that these games tend to have. Is this coming at a good time playing this team today?
Yeah, I thought the same thing with Tampa, too. I thought we coming on this trip, we have a couple of divisional opponents, teams that we've seen a lot of. They know us. We know them. They know our tendencies. We know their tendencies. So that's why I say, really, when it comes down to the game today, It's about our structure and the will, because if you're willing to do more than the other team, are you willing to, play hard in front of both nets? Are you willing to sacrifice your body to get in shot lanes? Are you willing to win the dot to boards battles? Like those areas in the trenches, that's the will that we're talking about, to outwork your opponent when you're on the ice. And I think if we do that, we'll see the results that we wanted, the end result that we want.
From an X's and O's standpoint, what's the biggest key to attacking this team?
Our puck support. Our puck support has to be real good today. They do a really good job of pressing up, whether it's their forwards or D. They try to limit time and space, but they do get caught outside. And if we have good support coming through the middle of the ice, we should be able to, take some advantage of opportunities coming through the neutral zone. But our puck support has to be good, whether it's neutral zone. Our layers have to be good in the D zone, and in the offensive zone, we got to make sure we're connected.
Appreciate the time. Good luck today.
Okay, thanks.
There's Joe Sako. Bruins and the Florida Panthers are coming up next.
Peter tries to shoot off the drop. He goes wide, and that will do it. And after the horn, we get a dust up in the far corner as Brazo went in there, and everyone is gathered in. So the Lightning win it. 4-1 the final. On Thursday night, the Bruins' losing streak reached 6 games after a loss to Tampa Bay. Defenseman Charlie McAvoy knows the players have put themselves in the position they find themselves in.
We know where we are. We know where we've put ourselves here. You want to go back, could have gotten points in some of these games, could have salvaged some, maybe got some wins too along the way, but we didn't. And this is a results-oriented business, and we're not getting results.
Up next, they close out the Florida trip against the defending Stanley Cup champions, hoping to get their first win against them this season. It's the Bruins and the Panthers coming up next.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. David Pastrnak wins the series for the Bruins. The rebound to Trent Frederick, and the Bruins are back in front by 2.
The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Safety Insurance, Peerless Boilers, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, the Peterson School, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Back to Orr. Put in. Backhand score, a penalty shot for Raymond Bourque. David Pastrnak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
Bruins and the Florida Panthers coming up here from Sunrise as we get ready for the third meeting of the year between these two teams, first in a while. What's the key to get the Bruins a win today?
Whatever it takes. I mean, it's simple. You can break down everything you want in terms of strategy, how you want to play, your systems, and whatever. I mean, it's details and whatever it takes. I mean, it's time to pull yourself out of it. No one's going to feel sorry for you. Teams are going to kick you while you're down. That's exactly what teams have been doing here for the Bruins. It's up to them to pull themselves out of it.
We'll see what the energy level looks like here for this matinee as we get going here with the opening face-off coming up. Keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We drop the puck coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
Hotels.com knows that planning your book club's annual trip can get chaotic. Self-improvement Steve needs a hotel gym, and Horror Harriet ghosted the group chat about budget. Collaborate, vote on your favorites, and book all in the app. Find your perfect somewhere with Hotels.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention.
Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You've always known you were going places. So whether you're continuing your journey to success or perhaps starting a new one, a Master of Science in Accounting from Eisenberg is just what you're looking for. As the #1 graduate accounting program in the Northeast, we can help open doors to the next chapter in your business career. Ready for what's next? Learn more at eisenberg.umass.edu.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Back here in Florida, let's get today's national anthem from Beverly Hodgson.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Getting set for the Panthers and the Bruins here this afternoon. We take a look at our starting lineups. In goal for the Florida Panthers is Sergei Bobrovsky. On defense, the pairing of Gustav Forsling and Dmitry Kulikov, and up front, Evan Rodriguez, Sam Reinhart, and they're centered by Alexander Barkov. For the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman getting the start in goal. On defense is Nikita Zadorov and Charlie McAvoy, and up front, Morgan Geekie, David Pastrnak, centered by Pavel Zacha. Starting lineups are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
And the first 5 minutes of today's game are presented by your New England Ford dealers. Today's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is J.R. Manane of Boston. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, JR wins a pair of tickets for a future Bruins game courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins will be going from left to right in this first period, wearing the road white sweaters, white helmets, black pants. Panthers in blue helmets and pants with the red sweaters at home and white numbers as the puck gets dumped into the Bruins zone down to our left right off the bat. McAvoy spun it around the near side boards, helped out toward the blue line, and thrown back around behind by Barkov. It'll come to the far side wall. He got knocked over. Puck played toward Rodriguez, and out of Barkov, moving to his left, took the shot straight on, and the glove save made by Swayman, no rebound.
Yeah, nice confident save there made by Swayman, right in the glove. Shot from a little bit out high by Barkov, but you know, these two teams, I know it's an afternoon game, but you know, from the Bruins standpoint, it's okay, let's get engaged in this thing right away. Whatever it takes to get involved and get your head into it, get your body into it, and be ready to play. You know, enough's enough, and we're playing against a team we don't like. So let's get into this thing right away.
But do it smartly as well, because
obviously,
you think back to the opening night game
No.
here, and they got chasing Kachuk and company around and kind of took themselves out of the game.
No, that's, yeah, I don't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get to a line, but you don't cross the line, and you make sure you do the things the right way. But it's
off the face-off. Here's a wide-angle shot by Kachuk. Bounced off of Swayman, came back into play, spun down the near boards by Mikkola at the back of the net, chased it into the far corner by Bennett. At the far point, Nate Schmidt played it down into the far circle, and a chance for Bennett coming through. Blocked by Carlo, who broke his stick on the play. Panthers able to keep it on the attack. Mikkola and Schmidt trade the puck. Mikkola's shot gets blocked by Lindholm off into the far corner. Around behind the net, controlled by Bennett. Played off to that far circle and up into the center of the blue line. They get it back down to Bennett, spinning toward the side of the net, trying to tuck it in short side. Pressure here by the Panthers continues. Bennett with a long shot from north of the top of the circle goes wide.
Yeah, Lindholm's going to try to get to the bench now. He has no stick, so...
Giving his to Carlo. Puck out of the corner, comes around behind it near side. Lindholm is back in the play with a stick.
Frederick came back on the ice for him. So
okay. As the puck comes out into the neutral zone, it'll be settled by Tobias Bjornfoot. Schmidt plays it away from some traffic up the right wing side. And Boquist tripped up coming into the attack zone. All the far side circle. One line by Verhaeghe. He comes toward the near side corner, gets angled off the puck by Pete. Pete gets it back behind the Bruins net. Mason Lohrei is there, and he throws a long pass through neutral ice. That missed Brazo, and that's going to be an early Bruins icing.
Now, almost 2 minutes in, it's been all in Boston zone. It's been all Florida to start this one. Swayman's had to make a couple of saves, one from in tight, the other one from out high there by Barkov. And they had a chance to clear when Carlo had the broken stick. They had a chance to clear. Everybody kind of missed the puck, didn't get it out of the zone.
So face off to the right of Jeremy Swayman. Long wait for the drop of the puck here. And the Panthers win it. Back to Bjornfoot at the point. Push it over to the far side. Balinskis will play it down the wall and around behind the net. Taken away by Lohrei. He skates into the far corner. Lost his footing as he tried to play it up ice. And the puck is deflected off a stick and end to the bench out of play.
You know, I know Lohrei scored the other day in that third period against Florida, but he's out for the first couple of goals against. You know, I was wondering what might happen here today. You know, when they were down 2-0 after 2 periods. I think scoring that goal probably helped keep him in the lineup. Possibly. He's got so much ability, but they're still looking for a little bit more from him.
Charlie McAvoy going to bring the Bruins up ice from just inside the Florida line. Throws the shot in on Bobrovsky, who sticked it off to the far boards. Panthers will come back quickly as it gets deep into the Bruins zone around to the near side. A.J. Greer putting pressure on. Zadorov out of the far corner. Pushed it out of the zone. Beecher tangled up with Kulikov in front of the Bruins bench. As the puck comes trickling back into the Bruins zone, and Zadorov stands his ground. Played back around behind the Bruins net. Greer gets sandwiched off the puck, but it came right out in front for a chance for Reinhardt, and Swayman stoned him.
3 guys below the goal line that time, behind the net. Leaves Reinhardt wide open in front.
Pasternak and Geekie now along the near side boards of the Florida zone trying to get set up, but forced back out.
Got to Zadorov. He's got to know that pressure's coming right away.
Geekie redirects a pass deep, wide of Bobrovsky. Sako reaching out with one hand on his stick, played it into the corner, but Barkov is there. Panthers get it right back out to neutralize. Osterley coughed it up in the neutral zone, and now chased in deep here by Reinhardt. Centering pass for Barkov went through his legs.
Yeah, that was covered better, though, by the Bruins.
Off the near boards and out.
That was Carlo in front of the net, right where he needed to be.
Right back in by Schmidt. All the way around the boards, it comes to the near side. Mikkola threw one toward the goal line, and Rodriguez directed that one around the net. Mikkola with a long shot in and out of Swayman's glove that time. Now taken by Carlo. Sends it around the boards to Osterley far side. He'll lob it out into the neutral zone. Kicked ahead for Pasternak. And the Bruins will change up. Coming up on 4 minutes into this first period. Florida dictating the tempo mostly so far. Bennett coming to the Bruins line. Knocked away from him by Marchand. Pivoting back toward his own zone is Tkachuk. Now Forsling will play it along the near boards. Bennett got it to Luostarinen through neutral ice pass to Kulikov. Steps in across the line. Centering pass for Tkachuk.
Again.
Knocked away by McAvoy.
Defended better, right? You had Carlo there on the last one. You had McAvoy right there. Far better than the Reinhardt chance.
Lohrei in the far corner, beaten to it by Bennett. Bennett going behind the Bruins net. Backhand stuffer. Swayman makes the save and gets it covered up.
you know who you're on the ice against. Like, you have to be hard on pucks. You have to know that the pressure is going to be there right away, especially when certain guys are out there. That's the way Florida plays throughout their lineup. Not just, the guys that you think of in Bennett and Tkachuk. But especially against them, you've got to be hard on pucks.
Face off to the right of Swayman. 5-1 shots on goal here for the Panthers in the first just about 4.5 minutes. Jumping all over the place, waiting for the drop. They're going to kick Anton Lundell of the Panthers out of the face-off circle. But Boqvist gets in there and wins the draw anyway. Verhaeghe sent one toward the slot, taken away by Peak, up off the near glass and out into neutral ice. Razzo moving forward along with Mark McLaughlin, who's into the lineup today in place of Kastelik, who is day-to-day after being helped off the ice at the end of that Tampa game the other night. And we got a penalty coming here against the Panthers. The Bruins get that puck deep into the attack zone and get in on the forecheck. Lundell's going to go off, it looks like, for holding.
He was locked up with Frederick to the left of Bobrovsky below the goal line.
Minor penalty for holding.
So Anton Lundell to the box, and the Bruins back on their heels for much of the first 5 minutes. We'll get the first power play of this game, and we'll see what they can do with it.
Kind of a tough call on Lundell, I thought. Frederick, he turned smartly, back into where the stick was for Lundell, and I'm going to say Lundell got the holding penalty on him, but either way, we'll see what the Bruins can do here. The last power play they had ended up being a shorthanded goal against. So,
their personnel, the familiar five here: Lindholm, Marchand, Zacha, Pasternak, and McAvoy get it started. As Zacha plays it toward the right side, it got through Lindholm, but Marchand there. Lindholm swept it back toward the near point. Zacha over to the far side for McAvoy. Under pressure, McAvoy got it around behind the Panther net. Marchand able to play it along for Lindholm. Now back down low here for Marchand. He brings it to the face-off circle. Pass is tipped by Reinhart right onto Barkov, and he'll skate it ahead.
I just chuckle a little bit because Joe Sako before last game said, I tried some different units not that long ago, and maybe I went away from it too quickly. So they're already back to the original unit.
Zacha deep in his own zone, battling to try and get to that puck, and now Mikkola will get a shot. The save made by Swayman. Bruins in their defensive end here. Minute 5 to go on the man advantage. Will be brought through neutral ice and across the attacking blue line by Zacha. Rims it around the boards, waiting for it along the near side is Pasternak. Played it back down toward the circle for Marchand. Back to Pasternak over to the far side. Lohrai's on now. His shot knocked down in front. Geeky, a chance, scores! The power play cashes in, and the Bruins grab a 1-0 lead.
Starts with entry, right? Zacha gets this puck into the zone, rotates it all the way around the boards to Pasternak over at the right point. And chip it back down the boards, but it's a D to D and it's simple, right? Lohrei just wrists this puck to the net. There's a little bit of a rebound in front, left by Bobrovsky, and Zacha calmly on the backhand chips it up and over top of the blocker side of Bobrovsky. But you talk about a basic power play, right? I mean, get it into the zone, D to D, wrist it to the net, get bodies there. I mean, that's just as simple as it pretty much gets. And it was kind of a broken power play because a couple guys had made a change and a couple guys were still out there. But, I mean, it's just a simple wrist shot. Puck never even made it to the net, the initial shot. But Geeky picks up a loose puck in behind Zacha and backhands this puck up and over top of Bobrovsky's, like I said, blocker side.
Well, when you've gone 8 straight games without a power play goal, back to basics, right?
Well, I don't know if that was the game plan, but it certainly is with the second unit.
Verhaeghe in his own zone will play the puck up the far way.
You get a little puck luck there because the puck never even makes it to the net.
Right. Puck bounced off of Wallstrom.
The original shot.
Lifted into the attack zone. Coyle putting pressure on, going into the right wing corner. Battling with Forsling. Puck came behind the net. Wallstrom's got it on his stick to the far circle. Deals it back across the ice. Carlo with a shot coming in from the right point. Saved by Bobrovsky, who cradles it against his body. And we get our first pushing and shoving of the day in front of his crease. will step aside. Morgan Geekie, a power play goal, gets the Bruins a 1-0 lead. 13:22 to go here in the first period. On the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Through the holidays, you may have thought, one day soon, I'll get back to all the things I put off for the holidays. Well, one day soon is here, and so is Macy's One Day Sale, with specials on everything you want and need right now, like 25 to 40% off active gear from Adidas, Reebok, and the North Face. With deals this good, you can treat yourself to this, that, and anything else you've been eyeing. It's time to seize your one day soon, because this one day sale is going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
First 5 minutes of today's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Start your 2025 in a new F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, for 48 straight years. Bruins leading 1-0 here on the road. 13:22 to go in the first period.
Well, I haven't said it often, but it took the power play to get them going here. So, because they were outplayed the first, 5 minutes or so into this game, and it was an offensive zone penalty. I should say probably Florida defensive zone penalty on the holding call, and the Bruins make them pay.
Morgan Geekie with the power play goal. That's his 10th goal of the season.
Prior to that, it had been all Florida in terms of scoring chances.
Sako will get it into the attack zone, but Kulikov skates back to get it for the Panthers. Takes it around to the far side. Plays it up the wall to Reinhart. Deep into the Bruins zone, it comes around the near boards. Barkov knocked away from it by McAvoy. At the blue line, it comes out of the zone, and Reinhart will get it back in. Delayed offside here against Florida. Bruins move it up ice. Geekie sends it around behind Bobrovsky. Mikkola will pick it up from him. 12:38 to go here in the first period. Off the far boards, Tkachuk tapped it along for Luostarinen toward the back of the net. Pete got in front of Bennett. Out of that far corner, Tkachuk's got it on his stick, works his way out toward the blue line, now sends one through the slot onto the near side. Mikkola reaching for it out of the blue line. McLaughlin helped to knock that away from him. And out into the neutral zone. McLaughlin going to play it, try to play it forward, got tangled up. Now he gets it deep. Bobrovsky slows it up behind the net. Schmidt played out of the far corner. McLaughlin nearly picked that off of the blue line. Instead, moving forward is Tkachuk. Luostarinen cutting to his left, but coming across the blue line. Shot sticked away by Swayman. Chance now coming on for Lundell. That one block goes up into the air. Tkachuk fires from the top of the left circle, and that one does get through. Swayman makes the glove save.
So makeshift fourth line right now without Kastelic in the lineup, right? You've got McLaughlin on the right, you got Beecher, and you've got Koepke. Florida answered with Bennett, Tkachuk, and they were in the middle of a line change, but that's, home, you get to last change. Something to kind of keep an eye on here moving forward if they want to continue to go that route.
The puck played toward the front of the net, steered out of there and out.
I know they haven't scored a lot of goals lately, but they're still dangerous when they're out there.
No question. Now, Bennett's the guy, he's no goals in the last 15 games for him. No points in 9 straight.
He was
a low shot here by Bjornfoot, covered up by Swayman.
He's an interesting pick for Team Canada for the Four Nations Cup. Him and Marchand are going to be teammates.
Yeah. There's always some interesting bedfellows when you have those international
Tkachuk
tournaments.
And Swayman.
Yeah. A defensive zone face-off coming up here for Boston. We heard Paul Maurice talk about, during the pregame, he likes where his team's at right now, even though they're kind of bouncing back and forth between wins and losses. As you said, I mean, he's his 27th year as a head coach in the league. He knows how long the season is. And that you don't have to be at the top of your game all 82. You need to be ready to go in April and May. That puck goes into the Bruins bench on the clear, out of play.
Carlo on the backhand, put it right in the bench. No, it's like when you've had success that they've had, the regular season becomes less important is, I guess, technically the way to put it, but you still want to win games, you still want to be playing well, you still want to see your team improve.
Bjornfoot centering pass broken up, out of the corner for Hagee, into the middle, taken away and cleared to the blue line, but not out by Brazo. Thrown back toward the net by Bjornfoot, into the far corner it goes. Taken out toward the blue line, Bjornfoot's got it back again along the near side. Shoots it wide of the net as he tried for a redirect from Lundell. Verhaeghe took a bump in the corner from Frederick. Puck came back in his direction. Shot goes up over the net. Bjornfoot will spin it back in behind the net again. Lundell pressured by Frederick. Around to Verhaeghe. Send it back toward the blue line. Balinskis try to leave it at the blue line, and that gives Frederick a chance to push it out of the zone. I feel like we saw that for years when Tampa was going to the finals. I mean, they would kind of cruise through the regular season, but they were ready to go when the playoffs started.
Well, it started when they won the President's Trophy, right? They had the most points in the NHL, and then they got swept by Columbus in the first round.
Right. There's Geekie battling his way into the Bruins attack zone. Pasternak got it back to him, banked off the boards for Zadorov. Over to Pete for a drive, and that one saved at the top of the crease by Bobrovsky. Hangs on to it.
That's the New York Rangers, how that's going right now. They won the President's Trophy last year. They got bounced in the playoffs last couple of seasons, and then this year, all kinds of problems, right? So but I think for teams that are comfortable in their playoff skin, they can go through some ups and downs during the regular season and be able to tolerate it a lot more than maybe some other teams who have to fight every night to get points in order to make the playoffs.
Well, as you said, when it comes to Florida, I mean, they've gone deep in the playoffs back-to-back years. There's a lot of wear and tear that comes with that. So you have to,
especially the way they play.
Yeah, you have to take your foot off the gas a little bit at some point to give these guys a chance to be ready in the playoffs. Barkov coming ahead with Rodriguez. His shot off of McAvoy's leg, kicked off toward the far side circle. Barkov left it in the corner. Sako able to hold Rodriguez away from it and lift it up off the glass and out to the blue line. Forsling pressured by Pasternak, couldn't get it moving forward. It'll come back deep. Lohrei to McAvoy.
I think you can go through Forsling then. Instead of trying to reach for the puck, he knocks it down with his hand and keeps it in. Instead of reaching for the puck, go through him to get the puck out of the zone.
Puck jumps out of play
through the body.
We'll take a break. 9.5 minutes to go here in the first period. It's the Bruins 1 and the Panthers 0 on the 98.5 The Sports Up Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your Good Karma by the Pint.
Right now at Macy's, it's about time. Time to start the year off right, because it's time for our one-day sale. So if you've been thinking it's time to start a new workout routine, there's no time like the present. Just come into Macy's to pick up the active styles you've been looking for, and you'll save 25 to 40% on Adidas, Reebok, The North Face, and more. But don't wait, because Macy's one-day sale will be over Sunday, which means you're almost out of time. We'd say more, but hey, time's up. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Bruins will be back home on Causeway on Tuesday night to celebrate Mental Health Awareness Night as they take on the Tampa Bay Lightning starting at 7 p.m. Grab a front row seat for the action. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets and get your seats today. 1-0 Bruins have the lead here over the Florida Panthers just past the midway point of the first period. And a face-off in the offensive zone. Pulled across the ice. Peak will, from the blue line, play it deep. Cut through Coyle at the back of the net. Panthers will take it back over. Kachuk played it up the right side. Zadorov steps up along the red line to try to win that against Bennett. Gets a little help there in front of the bench as well. And now it's Luostarinen working his way forward for the Panthers. And just casually throws one towards Swayman, who gloves it and hung on just long enough to draw the whistle.
Fans Between the Pipes is sponsored by Charles D. Sheehy. If you're in the piping trades, you need to call Charles D. Sheehy, Boston's premier piping and mechanical product supplier. CDS is your local leader. Between the Pipes for the Florida Panthers here this afternoon, Sergei Bobrovsky, and for the Bruins, Jeremy Swayman.
Swayman's 31st start of the year. He's 13-15-3, has suffered 5 straight losses. Or Bobrovsky, an 18-9-1 record on the season in 28 starts coming in here. 2.69 goals against and a .903 save percentage. For the two-time Vezina winner. On the near side circle, Osterley got it into the corner for Coyle. Coyle went down against Luostarinen. And a penalty coming up here against the Panthers once again. Schmidt touches that puck, and the Bruins will get their second power play chance.
Luostarinen got his stick in there. No argument from him as he goes to the box.
Florida, 27, minor penalty for holding.
Holding the call against Luostarinen, and the Bruins go to the man advantage and try to make it 2 in a row with 8:53 left here in the first.
We've said it before, they have not scored 2 power play goals in a game since Colorado back in October. The only time this season they've scored more than 1 power play goal in a game.
And they gave up 3 power play goals in that game. They won the game, but special teams were still tilted against them that night.
So you're a glass half empty guy.
I try not to be, but just pointing out what I remember about that game.
It's true.
As Barkov comes through neutral ice here, shorthanded for the Panthers. McAvoy took him onto the wall on the near side, and he'll come behind the net. Bruins moving from left to right as McAvoy leads them out to his own blue line, drops it off. Zaka coming through neutral ice. Now Lindholm try to pass it to the blue line for Pasternak, and that one off the mark. Barkov forced him back.
Interesting they've got Pasternak lined up at the blue line instead of carrying the puck into the zone here today.
Zaka will play it around the near side wall, trying to get it to Pasternak, but it was picked off by Forsling, and all the way down ice it goes.
Usually he's the guy that comes back with Zaka and then McAvoy, but he's just posted up at this far blue line.
So as Marchand carries it up toward the blue line, he'll deal it back for Lindholm, and he sends it around the board. McAvoy trying to tip it back toward the blue line, had it taken away, and back down ice it goes. So a minute into this power play, and they can't get set up on the offense yet. Pasternak now carrying through neutral ice. They get some changes on here. Brazo will chase into the left wing corner.
Pasternak's not going back for pucks. I can see him being out there the full 2 minutes.
No question. He's floating through the slot right now as Coyle has the puck along the right wing. Lohrei sends it over to the far side. Back across looking for Coyle was Geeky. They're broken up in front. On the near boards, Coyle has it. Sends over to Pasternak. Lohrei up top, fake the shot. Now swings it toward the right side. Overshot Coyle.
The wrist shot towards the net worked in the first one.
Brazo sent one out through the slot. Pasternak will tap it back toward the blue line. Back to Pasternak in the left wing circle. Had to settle it, then got it to Brazo, and it's taken off his stick by Schmidt. He peels away from Coyle. And the puck played across the ice, a giveaway as the Panthers looked like they had an easy clear coming. Coyle in the right wing corner. Goes behind the net. Carlo down into the left wing corner. Gets bumped off it by Greer. Clearing effort. Luostarinen was coming out of the box and Geekie diving to make sure he didn't get a breakaway. Lohrei now with the right circle. His shot gets blocked. Taken by Mikkola, and he'll lift it up the boards and out. Glove down by Lohrei. Tried to get it right back deep, and it kicked back past him. Lundell goes down, coming into the Bruins zone, and a penalty coming up here against Boston. And it's someone who's already on the bench who's going to go. The referee gives a point over toward the bench. There was a stick laying at center ice.
Yeah, Frederick thought it was on him.
It's Mason Lohrei whose stick was there at center ice. He gets called for a hold.
He lost his stick. Frederick thought it was on him, and he... I was about to say, yeah, I don't think Frederick did anything here. Lohrei really, there was no impact at all. It was in the neutral zone, and he could grab somebody after he lost his stick. He had a chance to shoot on the power play. He shot on the first one, and they score. You know, he doesn't, but Geekie gets the goal. He had a chance to shoot on the second one and opted to defer and make a pass. And he's in a good shooting position.
Well, the Panthers get their first power play of the game. They rank 6th in the league for the season. 2 out of 18 over their last 7 games.
It's a pretty marginal penalty, I'll say.
Yeah.
There's not much there.
Puck wrapped around behind Bobrovsky. We get a whistle here. Delayed offside, I think, on the dump in. They'll face it off just outside the Florida blue line here. Bruins penalty killers gave up a garbage time power play goal in Tampa the other night.
Penalty killers did the job the other day. They had those 3 power plays early for Tampa, or earlier in the game, and kept it scoreless.
There's Schmidt getting the puck deep in his own zone. Barkov will give it back to him as the Panthers start out. 90 seconds to go on this man advantage. Barkov gets the pass through neutral ice, sends it down toward the left wing corner. Verhaeghe skates onto it. Angled off the boards to Schmidt. Over to the far side, thrown toward the net by Tkachuk, but blocked out of there. The Bruins get it cleared all the way down. They'll change up the penalty killing unit with 1:14 to go on the Lohrei penalty. Verhaeghe, Barkov coming through neutral ice. Off to the right side. Off the skate of Tkachuk into the far corner. McAvoy reversed it toward Frederick. He gets pinned in that far corner as they battle for possession. 3 Panthers, 2 Bruins in there. McAvoy gets it into the middle, and an easy clear for Beecher off the far wall.
The right play, right? McAvoy, they win the battle in the corner. You can't force it anywhere. Florida's going to try to outnumber you in the corner there, so who's open? Right in front of the net.
Bennett will bring back. Steps in across the line, has his pocket picked, and Zaka sends it all the way down ice. 28 to go in the man advantage.
Split up Tkachuk and Bennett on power plays. Different point guy here as well for Florida.
Rodriguez goes right through everyone down to the slot and then had it knocked off his stick at the last minute. He'll bring it out of the corner now. Centering pass went right through the top of the crease. To the far side. Balinskis walked it along the blue line. Lundell back up top for Balinskis. One-timer hit the near post. He could shoot it. That was a rocket. Now a chance in front. They score. Rodriguez able to knock home a rebound, and the Panthers have tied it at 1 with a power play goal.
Well, that initial shot by Balinskis came off the post. He ripped it right from the middle of the ice. Then this puck goes around the left wing side. Balinskis going to throw it back towards the net. And Rodriguez is going to chip this puck home. Again, I don't think the puck ever got through to Jeremy Swayman. I think it was stopped before it got through to him, and he was able to chip this one home. Carlo could not control his stick down low. Initial shot off the post. Florida tracks it down. Yeah, it was a knuckle puck on the way through. Swayman made a right pad save, and then Rodriguez chipped it in between the body and blocker of Swayman on the rebound.
Evan Rodriguez with his 8th goal of the year. Former BU Terrier. And we're even at a goal apiece as we tick down toward 4 minutes left in this first period. And we get a whistle.
Yeah, both teams
are an icing here against the Panthers.
On the power play here.
That actually is not going to go as a power play goal. It's 1 second after the power play expired. So off the icing, Bruins will get an offensive zone face-off here. Balinskis and Lundell assisting on Rodriguez. 8th goal of the year at 15:31.
Lundell tracked that puck down after the initial shot hit the post and rotated back up for Balinskis.
Face-off in the far circle down to our right. Off the draw, comes back to the point man, Lohrei. He gives it to Pasternak, pivoting away from Bjornfoot. Now back up top here for Lohrei. One-timer, gloved by Bobrovsky, who reaches out and gives a little tap to A.J. Greer for helping to clear the space in front of his crease. 3:54 to go here in the first period. It's the Bruins and the Panthers tied at 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportshub.com.
Morgan Geeky's power play goal for Mason Lohrei and David Pasternak is our delivery of the game, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. 1-1 our score, 3:54 left here in the first period. Third of the 4 meetings between these two teams. Florida winning the first 2 back in the first week of the season. They'll see each other again at TD Garden coming up in March. As the puck cleared out here by the Panthers, back in his own zone is McAvoy. Off of Geeky, tapped on to Zaka. Zaka behind the defender, trying to fight his way to the net as Kulikov was trying to hold him off, and somewhere in there, Bobrovsky able to cover that puck up.
Yeah, I like the way Zaka lowers that left shoulder right and tries to barrel his way to the net. Take it strong there. You never know what's going to happen. You know, instead of taking the easy way out, you might want to pull up and maybe look late. If that's another alternative. Then he gets knocked down by Reinhart coming back into the zone that time as he tries to locate the puck. And Bobrovsky was able to get a glove on it, but I like taking the puck strong to the net in those situations.
You never know what can happen, right? Get the puck in there, get a scrambly goal. On the near side boards, Schmidt played it up the wall, tap free on to Bennett coming through neutral ice. His pass just out of the reach of Luostarinen, but he tracks it into the near corner. Fedorov played it away from the far side of the net. Schmidt played it back down into the corner. And the Bruins look to clear as Coyle gets the pass and starts up ice from the red line. Deals it off to the left side. Marchand going around Schmidt and around behind the net. And to sweep it along the near boards back towards Keith, who sends it back down low. Lindholm, a position on Mikkola, able to fight him off. And it back to Zadorov at the far point. Now deep it'll come towards Coyle, but Bennett comes in front, wins that puck. And
Schmidt's got a hold of Marchand's stick, and Marchand knocked him down.
They are in the crease right now, and Schmidt gets back up and knocks Marchand down. Everybody's gathered in. Pete in a bit of a wrestling match with Tkachuk.
This better be both, because Schmidt had a hold of his stick the whole time. He's still holding. He's on the ice. He's still holding the thing.
Both guys going into the box.
Boston number 63, minor penalty, high sticking. Florida number 88, minor penalty for holding.
Yeah.
4 on 4.
Holding the stick.
So it'll be 4 on 4 here with 2:55 to go in this first period.
It's here in Florida to see what they want to see, but I'm watching Schmidt hold his stick the entire time.
Now, Brad Marchand does tend to bring that emotion out in a lot of fans around the league. And McAvoy and Lohrei as the D pair. It's Barkov and Reinhart with Forsling and Kulikov for Florida.
Surprised Forsling not on the power play. I guess with some of the injuries they have, maybe you know you're going to use him a ton, and you want to make sure that he's fresh 5 on 5. A little surprised not using him with the man advantage.
There's Lohrei skating out of the Bruins zone. Finds a pass right side for Pasternak. Back to Lohrei. Goes back in front. Poke checked away there by Bobrovsky. On the near side boards. Zaka able to win it back for McAvoy. Hands off out near the blue line. Zaka back to McAvoy. Working his way down the left wing wall. Pasternak now to Lohrei. Tapped it back toward Pasta. And then a return pass doesn't connect. And a turnover. Just gives Kulikov a chance to clear. Instead he goes across it.
Puck was there for him. He just missed it.
Here's Barkov getting the feet ahead. Reinhart down the left wing circle. Put it wide of the net. Off the far boards. Mikula played it back in deep. Reinhart is there for the Panthers. Brings it off the near boards back to Belinskas. Belinskas walking along the blue line. Skates toward the top of the right circle. Plays it around Geeky. Back to Reinhart. Hands back to Belinskas again. As they cycle it around the offensive zone with 50 seconds to go on the 4 on 4. Lindell put a shot wide off the end board. Out of the right wing corner. Reinhart work it back along the boards. Belinskas stepping toward his left. Bumped by Zaka. Stays with the clock. Minute and a half to go in the period. Reinhart gives back again toward the point for Belinskas, but under pressure knocked to the blue line, and Zaka able to win that puck. Lohrei coming back in his own zone on to McAvoy from the near circle. Geeky tapped one coming through neutral ice to Lindholm, and then they get tangled up coming across the blue line. Verhaeghe will bring the Panthers back 13 seconds before the penalty box is empty. Lundell along the right wing side. We get a delayed call coming here against the Bruins as a shot gets blocked in that far circle, and it's touched up. And Florida will get a power play here with a minute to go in the period.
The standard is
pretty tight right now.
Tight right now, big time. That is nothing by Geeky coming back. It is tight. They're calling everything.
Trevor Hansen and John A. Bear, the referees today.
As long as that standard stays consistent, and the players know it. If you start calling it now and then you don't call it in the second period, now you get frustrated players. There's not much there to that. It was a slash. It was, though. It was a slash to the shaft of the stick off the rush. So, okay. That was more than the Lohrei one.
Right. This starts as a 4 on 3 for 5 seconds. As Verhaeghe takes a shot from the left circle, saved by Swayman. He covers it up just as Marchand and Schmidt were released from the penalty boxes. So it now is back to a 5 on 4 power play for the Panthers, who scored on their scored right at the end of their first opportunity in this first period.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, a power play goal, even though it would go down as 5 on 5.
54.7 seconds left here in the period. 1-1 our score. Barkov gets kicked out of the face-off circle. So it's Verhaeghe against Coyle. Coyle won it back into the corner. Carlo went down against Barkov. Barkov centering pass comes all the way back to the point. Reinhart gives to Schmidt. Now Barkov top of the left circle, a shot with Tkachuk right on the doorstep. It was saved by Swayman.
He just gave an extra shot to Swayman there, a little whack.
Not Matthew Tkachuk. Would never. 41 and a half to go in the period. Lindholm will take this draw against Barkov. Near circle down to our left. Off the face-off. Puck comes from Carlo to Zadorov, and he sends it all the way down ice. It comes back to get it from Bobrovsky. Panthers moving right to left, 30 seconds to go in the period as they break out of the zone on the power play. Through the neutral ice. Deep it comes. Zadorov pokes it along and shot to the blue line, but not out. Save made at the blue line by Schmidt.
It's not even a save. Beecher has a chance to clear, and he's put it right on the stick of Schmidt.
Kachuk handed it back to the blue line. 9 to go in the period. Barkov along the left wing circle. Sends it back across. Winding and firing was Reinhart. Saved by Swayman. Long rebound. Poked out of the zone, and that will do it for the first period. So the Bruins able to snap their 8-game power play drought. But the Panthers get one to tie it. And we are tied at 1 as we go to the first intermission here in Florida. We'll take a break. Back with our first intermission coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. Know and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lowe's knows how to help make your Super Bowl 59 party a touchdown. Let us help you prep your home to host with top brands like Charbroil, Blackstone, and LG, so you can be the MVP of game day. Plus, use the Lowe's app to find what you need for a seamless shopping run. Or huddle up with our Lowe's Red Vest associates to help make all your game time hosting decisions.
Right now at Macy's, it's about time. Time to start the year off right, because it's time for our one-day sale. So if you've been thinking it's time to start a new workout routine, there's no time like the present. Just come into Macy's to pick up the active styles you've been looking for, and you'll save 25 to 40% on Adidas, Reebok, The North Face, and more. But don't wait, because Macy's one-day sale will be over Sunday, which means you're almost out of time. We'd say more, but hey, time's up. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Playoffs? We talking about playoffs? You bet we are. And get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the playoffs. And the key to you scoring big is betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code SPORTSUP. That's promo code SPORTSUP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Hope is here. Call 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Massachusetts only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Easy Media Group Station.
First intermission here in Florida. The Bruins and the Panthers are tied up at 1. And as part of our first intermission this week, we look back at the week that was around the NHL. Wild card races heating up. Alex Ovechkin still creeping closer to Wayne Gretzky's scoring record. The Dallas Stars continuing their winning ways, and the Columbus Blue Jackets scored 6 times in a game again. It's your NHL Plays of the Week.
Saad 2-on-1 with Texier. Saad in. Score! Hat trick! Brandon Saad! If you've got your hat, chuck it in the radio. It's a hat trick for Brandon Saad and a 4-0 St. Louis lead. And Kim, here goes our first hat trick hat.
Oh boy.
Along the right wing boards to the blue line to Kulak, skates across it down the left for Nurse in front to Draisaitl, scores! Leon Draisaitl high to the stick side on Dostal, and the Oilers are up.
A rebound, they score! At the faceoff, it's Alex Ovechkin cutting low, backhand short side on Quick. 9:10 left, it's 5-3 Washington.
Wenberg gets it back in the corner, away from Siegenthaler. Back to the point, Ceci, blast, star! Alex Wenberg wins the puck in the corner, and Cody Ceci lets the blast go. It gets through Markstrom with 24.2 seconds left in the game, and the fans explode at SAP Center as the Sharks take the 3-2 lead.
Matthews to the line and in. Dropped it off for Nyes, who sends it around back of the net. Matthews trying to center it. He did! Scores! Hat trick! Hat trick for Nyes! The Leafs regain the lead! Oh, it's been breathtaking in 3-on-3. Duchesne to the near circle. Keeps it on his tape. Up for Stankoven. Logan Stankovic shoots, and the save off the right arm of Vemelka. Nice contact by Duchesne, gives possession back to Dallas.
Cross can't move.
Heiskanen, long change here in overtime, so he'll hand off to Johnston. Harley is back on. Johnston will turn back at center. Just realized in the nick of time it would have been offside. Now they're in cleanly. Matt Duchesne couldn't stop Harley. He scores! Another overtime winner for Thomas Harley. This one completes a perfect homestand. Across the rink, off shot, save it, rebound. Game over! Sebastian Aho fills the lane. In his 600th career point.
Islanders go the other way. Bo Horvat's got a breakaway. The game on his stick, shoots, he scores! Oh, Bo knows big goals! Bo Horvat, an overtime breakaway winner!
Back over to Suzuki, right side, scores! And it's 3 overtime winners this season for Nick Suzuki.
53 to go in the Red Wing man advantage. Larkin wins the draw. Kane moves in, shoots the puck, scores! Oh boy, Patrick Kane, showtime, baby! And the Red Wings win 3-2 in overtime over the Ottawa Senators tonight.
Harley comes on, Stankoven with the puck, over to Ben. He's got Harley. Goes to the right, Robertson. Harley, top of the zone. Robertson in front, tip, score! Jamie Benn, the captain, completes the comeback. And the Stars have beaten the Rangers 5-4.
Nice play by Carrick. Rangers break out Riley Smith. 2-on-1. Carrick scores! Sam Carrick wins it in overtime.
Back live in Provorov, who's on the ice at the right point. Gives to Matejchuk. Return it to Provorov, now on the left wing boards. His shot got blocked, but then it does trickle through, and that allows the Blue Jackets to keep the pressure in the Seattle zone. Dan Riemsdyk right behind the net. Walks out to the right, puts it in front. Ted Johnson couldn't get it, but then Matejchuk buries the first goal of his National Hockey League career.
He got the rebound. He gets the goal. And it's a 4-1 lead for the Blue Jackets.
Blue Jackets rookie Denton Matejchuk with his first career goal. They're excited about him in Columbus. He wraps up our NHL Plays of the Week. Bruins and the Florida Panthers are tied at 1 after the first period. We'll check the out-of-town scores coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
I'm Jennifer Garner. You may know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card because it makes everything we do even more rewarding. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. And unlimited double miles on every purchase means we earn more too. And when we travel, we get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise. Some are filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy additives that growing kids should never eat. That's why Hiya created the Kids Daily Multivitamin, a chewable vitamin with 15 plus essential vitamins and minerals. Some kids' vitamins are filled with 5 grams of sugar, and sugar is known to contribute to a variety of health issues. Hiya is made with 0 sugar and 0 gummy additives, yet it tastes great and is perfect for picky eaters. Hiya is made with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies and helps support kids' immune systems, energy, brain function, mood, concentration, and more. It's also non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, and nut-free. Hiya is designed for kids 2 and up and sent straight to your door, so parents have one less thing to worry about. To receive 50% off your first order, go to hiyahealth.com/no sugar. Go to hiyahealth.com/no sugar and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Bruins and the Florida Panthers are tied at 1 after the first period. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scores from around the NHL. Well, there are no scores right now, but there's a lot of games on the schedule today and tonight, including 4 o'clock faceoffs in Buffalo, where the Sabres will take on the Seattle Kraken, and in Pittsburgh, where the Penguins and the Senators, who are both battling for playoff positioning on the outside looking in or just creeping in, they will take to the ice today at 4 o'clock as well. 7 o'clock faceoffs tonight up in Toronto, where the Maple Leafs will host the Vancouver Canucks. The Dallas Stars have won 6 in a row and 4 straight on the road. They visit Montreal, where the Canadiens have won 9 of their last 11. Also a 7 o'clock face-off, the New Jersey Devils hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning. Devils coming off a 1-4-1 road trip, return home tonight. Also 7 o'clock face-offs in Philadelphia, where the Ducks visit the Flyers. The Blackhawks will host the Oilers tonight at 7 Eastern. The Blue Jackets are on the road to take on the St. Louis Blues, and the Colorado Avalanche visit the Winnipeg Jets for a 7 o'clock face-off as well. An 8 o'clock start in Nashville with the Predators hosting the Washington Capitals. The Islanders are out in Utah to take on the Hockey Club. 9 p.m. Eastern time face-off there. And the 10 o'clock starts tonight out west. It's the Kings at the Flames. The Vegas Golden Knights hosting the New York Rangers. And the Minnesota Wild are in San Jose to take on the Sharks. First intermission here in Florida. It's the Panthers and the Bruins tied at 1. We'll have the second period coming up on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Have you made the switch to Knix? Millions of women have made the switch to the revolutionary period underwear from Knix. That's Knix. Period panties from Knix are like no other, making them the #1 leak-proof underwear brand in North America. They're comfy, stylish, and absorbent, perfect for period protection from your lightest to your heaviest days. They look, feel, and machine wash just like regular underwear, but feature incognito protection that has you covered. You can shop sizes from extra small to 4XL. Choose from all kinds of colors, prints, and different styles, from bikinis to boy shorts, thongs to high-rise. You've got to try Knix. See why millions are ditching disposable, wasteful period products and have switched to Knix. Go to knix.com and get 15% off with promo code SHOP15. That's knix.com, promo code SHOP15 for 15% off life-changing period underwear. That's knix.com.
Right now at Wendy's, get 2 faves for $7. The spicier classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. 2 faves for just $7? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time only. Select a request 2 for $7 deal to redeem. Not valid in a combo or with saucy nugs. Single item at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your local Nissan dealers. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store at nissanusa.com. And Dairy Queen. DQ fans, kick off your favorite game with a sauced and tossed chicken strip basket. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy taste good. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Waiting for your electrical supplies during the day or sitting in traffic is for the birds. Use the GCE Night Train from Granite City Electric and get access to over $50 million in local inventory with a free guaranteed overnight delivery of your electrical supplies anywhere in New England. So avoid wasting time waiting in line and sitting in traffic. Order by 5 p.m. and you'll have your materials the next morning by 6 a.m. guaranteed. Visit GCEnighttrain.com to get on board the GCE Night Train today. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players. Like the iconic Ford Bronco Sport. It not only looks great, but its 4x4 capability means it can handle just about any kind of weather. And the rugged Ford Explorer, with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Lohrei's on now. His shot knocked down in front. Geeky, a chance, scores. The power play cashes in, and the Bruins grab a 1-0 lead. Bruins in Florida tied at 1 after the first period. The Bruins goal scorer, Morgan Geeky. First off, how big was it to get a power play goal and finally snap that streak?
It was good. Sway kept us in at the start there. And, it's big. It's especially just mentally, it's good to get one. So, we're going to keep building off that and continue the next 40 minutes here.
Tell me a little bit about how that goal developed from your perspective.
We just made a good entry. Dave skated in. Mace got a shot through. Pav was kind of in front, took away his eyes, and, just was in the right place at the right time and snuck it by him on the back end. What's the biggest key against this Florida team defensively? Because they've got some really big guns up front. Yeah, for sure. They spin around down low pretty well, and their D-men shoot pucks often. So, just get into our spots quick, know our system, and, kind of rely on our structure. So, just try to build off what we did, towards the end of that period and keep it rolling. Thanks for the time. Good luck in the second. Thank you. All right, thanks to Morgan Geeky for joining us, and his appearance is brought to you by TD Bank. TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. A minor change to the scoring in that first period on the Florida goal. Evan Rodriguez's goal is now being credited as a power play goal. They have changed the timing of that goal by a second or two. So it's Rodriguez from Belinskas and Lundell at 15:29. It was originally coming up at 15:31. So Florida is 1 for 2 on the power play, as are the Bruins. Panthers will open on the power play here to start this second period for just under a minute. And they'll bring the puck from left to right as it is sent around behind Jeremy Swayman. Around to the near side boards it'll come
Popped ahead by Zadorov, but not out. Along the near side circle. Reinhart will push it back in deep. Shot attempts in that first period were 33-9 in favor of the Panthers. Puck angled out into the neutral zone.
Under siege there, especially early on in that period.
Brought back across the blue line here. Panthers come right to the front of the net, and a shot by Verhaeghe tips up and over and out of play.
It's good entry by Florida with the man advantage. Speed through the neutral zone, entry, and get a shot off the rush. It was blocked away by the Bruins, but a little delay play. They get into the zone. Barkov just dishes this puck off to the left side, and there's some time and space there to get this shot away from Verhaeghe.
Face off in the far circle to the right of Jeremy Swayman. Down to our right as well. Of those 33 shot attempts, 14 of them were on goal in that first period. We get another one here early on, and Lindholm will send this one all the way down ice. 10 seconds to go on the penalty to Morgan Geekie. Coming out of his own zone with it is Reinhart. Up the near right wing side. Around the boards it goes through the far side corner. Back toward Reinhart down low. Cut it out in front, and one-timer by Barkov. Swayman made a great stop. Geekie's out of the box, and he's got the puck on into the Florida zone. Locked up in that corner to his side. Angled off the boards by Pasternak. Back for Osterley. He swings it deep. It'll come all the way around the near side. Lohrei pinching down toward Rodriguez. But the Panthers will get it cleared. In the neutral ice, Osterley knocked it away from Luostarinen, but picked up by Kulikov, and right back in across the Boston line they come. Down the left wing circle, Bennett. Shot was forced wide of the net. Kulikov waited back toward the near corner. Osterley along the end boards gets locked up. Rodriguez takes it free to the far circle, turns around and fires wide of the short side. The puck goes off a glass and out of play.
I know you're coming off of a penalty kill, but interesting to have Osterley and Lohrei out there together. Osterley playing his offside. A couple looks. Now the Bruins will make the full line change. Try to get the pairs back together.
Osterley playing just his second game in the last 8. And Parker Wotherspoon in that spot for the most part of late.
And now you come back with Peak and Zadorov on the back end.
McLaughlin gets kicked out of the face-off. Beecher will get in there. Panthers control it, but Verhaeghe has it knocked away by McLaughlin and out of the zone. Zadorov sends over to Peak far side. Up the right side, McLaughlin will redirect it deep into the attack zone. And Beecher in on the forecheck in that far corner. Able to win that puck, goes behind the net, turns it back out in front. Looking for McLaughlin, it was knocked away. And the Panthers will break it out. Coming through neutral ice, Verhaeghe back-checking McLaughlin, able to get a stick in on that puck. Zadorov deals to Beecher. Beecher with a pass left was too far for Kepke.
You got the guy beat in the middle of the ice. Move your feet, get going, use that speed.
On the far boards, Bruins get hemmed in the zone, and a shot by Verhaeghe is taken by Swayman, hangs on to it.
Like for Beecher, that's you. Use your speed. You've got the guy beat. Now turn it on and get moving up through the neutral zone. And he had a couple rough ones the other day in terms of open nets, and you could see the frustration on his body language and his face, you know, as he goes to the bench on a couple of occasions last game against Tampa.
Off the face-off, shot attempt was blocked. Second effort by Samaskevich. Ended up getting through. Coyle along the near side circle. Osterley outlets it for Frederick. Lost it coming through the neutral zone, and the Panthers come right back in. Osterley will bring it behind the Bruins net this time. Plays it off the near boards. Coyle trying to turn it up ice. Lost possession. Greer able to hand it off. Samaskevich coming to the near circle, and in front a chance for Nosek as well. Samaskevich along the right wing circle. He'll play it back to Mikkola. Over to Schmidt for a one-timer. Saved by Swayman. Rebound by Samaskevich. And Swayman able to scoop that up and hang on to it.
We talked about Beecher prior to the last whistle. That was a turnover coming out of the zone. This time, I know that the puck wouldn't cooperate there for Coyle as he tried to settle that puck down, but the Bruins end up turning it over again. Leads to a couple more chances, and they continue to pile up. Florida out shooting the Bruins 19-6, and you already documented the shot attempts, which gives you an idea and a pretty good indication of where the puck has been most of the time here so far this afternoon.
Well, Florida got out, and, the first 5 minutes or so was almost all into the Bruins zone in that first period. And then Boston got the power play, scored a goal, even things up a little bit, but they'll get it out here.
2-on-1.
Lindholm and Marchand coming ahead 2-on-1. Marchand takes the shot from the right circle. Glove save, Bobrovsky, no rebound.
That's a good confident save by Bobrovsky right there. The Bruins have not had much here in this game, and all of a sudden they get a 2-on-1. Lindholm taking the draw. This puck ends up out near the left point, and they try to hand it off to Tkachuk out at the left point. Doesn't get to him, and now he's flat-footed, and Marchand picks it up. He's going back the other way with Lindholm on the left wing side, Marchand on the right wing side. Marchand tries to go high to the glove, and Bobrovsky standing up makes that glove save.
But Marchand in an 8-game goal-scoring drought coming into this one. Had that lengthy streak of 11 games for 7 goals and 7 assists. Things have kind of dried up for him here of late.
Got Wahlstrom on this line right now with Marchand and Lindholm.
Panthers trying to get out of their zone. Able to play it out was Kulikov, sent right back in. Try again.
Quick change then for Wahlstrom. Just went to the bench, and Pasternak comes out.
Dumped in around the far boards. Pasternak up the far side, played in toward the middle, picked off by Tkachuk. Back toward the Boston zone it comes. Centering pass for Tkachuk, broken up. Pasternak outlets it for Sako. Sako brings across the line, hands off to a cutting Marchand, trying to get it into a shooting position. Instead goes back to Lohrei. Lohrei threw one in front as Sako was floating through the slot. Instead, it went into the far corner. Sako brings it back toward McAvoy for a one-timer and a blocker saved by Bobrovsky. Reinhart will bring the Panthers back up ice as he skates it slowly down the right wing side. Sako comes over, puts a stick on him. Try to win that puck. Reinhart turned it back toward the point. Now shot right back in behind the Bruins net, but Lohrei right there. He'll poke it along toward McAvoy. It came back into the middle for Lohrei, and he'll skate it up into neutral ice, and from the red line, dump it in. Bruins changing here as we tick down toward 5 minutes gone in the second period in a tie game. Right back into the Bruins zone came Barkov, but then lost it as Beecher and McLaughlin converged on it.
That was a good back check there by Beecher, right? He gets a stick on it, separates him from the puck.
As Bjornfoot sent it up the near right wing side for Rodriguez. Through the neutral zone, the pass to the Boston line. Barkov down the right wing circle, able to maintain possession. Spun away from Beecher. Kulikov at the point, over to Forsling, far side. That shot gets blocked in front, and Koepke has it back on his stick. He'll send it over toward the near side. Osterley moving up from the red line. Tried to dump it deep. Got blocked at the blue line, but came back toward Brandon Carlo. Frederick will play it down the right wing wall and chase Kulikov behind the Panther net. Kulikov pivots out in front of his net and sends the headman pass up through neutral ice. Off to the left side for Verhaeghe. Pete runs him into the corner. Frederick and Lundell in there as well. Puck came popping free, and Peake handles it first. He'll go behind the net for Zadorov. Peake and Lundell both went down. Brought up ice here for Frederick. Dropped it off for Wahlstrom. Shot blocked by Bjornfoot and off into the far corner. Comes around the near boards. Zadorov throws it in front. Hit Brazo and then popped toward Wahlstrom, who nearly had a crack at it.
Just too hot to handle there. That came right to Wahlstrom and handcuffed him there.
Dump in by Peake. Hit Wahlstrom on the way by, and that will bring a offside here against the Bruins. We've got 13:43 to go in the second period. The Panthers and the Bruins are tied at 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size. Because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Ugh, time to tackle my to-do list.
You mean all those doctor's appointments you've been putting off?
Exactly. I think this says eye exam?
Just book one on ZocDoc. You can search all kinds of doctors by availability, specialty, location, and read reviews from real patients.
Okay, what about a primary care doc and a dermatologist?
Again, ZocDoc. Gastroenterologist next?
Nope, brunch.
You've got options. Download the free ZocDoc app to book today.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Fans, sign up for the Bruins Authentics newsletter and be the first to know about the latest auctions and when new Bruins game used, team issued, and team stock memorabilia gets released. Visit bostonbruins.com/newsletter to sign up now. Got 13:43 left here in the second period. It's the Bruins and the Panthers even at a goal apiece. Each team with a power play goal in the first period. Geekie from Lohrei and Pasternak at 6:02. Evan Rodriguez from Belinskas and Lundell at 15:29. Face-off controlled in the neutral zone here by the Bruins. Lohrei will send it hard around the boards and near side. Marchand get in after it, but it's cleared out. Luostarinen couldn't knock down a pass coming in his direction. Marchand will play it back in deep. Lindholm gets in after it against Mikkola. Mikkola knocked to a knee. Puck will come toward the near corner. Kachuk drops it back down for Schmidt. Luostarinen in the far corner. Run it back in behind the net. Schmidt coming toward the near side. Gives along for Kachuk. Knocked away by Lindholm. Marchand tried to shoot. Got it back onto his stick, and then Schmidt blocked it.
Good second effort by Coyle there as well.
Brought back through the neutral zone. Luostarinen takes a hit from McAvoy as he plays the puck around the boards. Kachuk got it back toward the blue line, and a shot by Forsling. Knocked down and then forced wide of the net on the rebound. Lohrei played it back out into neutral ice. Marchand at center couldn't find it. He'll come back toward Lohrei on the near side boards in his own zone. Bruins moving from right to left offensively here in the second
they've
period.
made these changes to the pairs, right? You got Lohrei playing with McAvoy right now, and Zadorov playing with Peak.
Comes around the near boards. Pasternak tried to throw it in front, blocked by Barkov. He and Reinhart move forward. Reinhart just inside the blue line, slips around Zacha, deals off to the far side. Rodriguez, Barlow sticking away at that puck in the far corner. Zacha involved as well. Barkov's got it free. He'll play it back down toward Reinhart in that left wing corner. Rodriguez comes over to get it and try to get it back to the point. Cut off by Geekie. Bruins break out. They couldn't get cleanly out of the zone. Geekie from the red line will dump it in. Forsling holding it at bay in the far corner. Kulikov here's it out of the zone. Comes bouncing to Osterley at center. On to the left side. Picked off by Reinhart. Long pass up ice. Trying to bring Lundell. That was taken away. And Beecher brings Geekie onto the left side. Geekie moving toward the high slot in front for Beecher. And the puck
was there for him.
Yeah, just didn't connect.
It was there for him. I don't think he expected it.
Beecher back in his own zone, gives to Zadorov. Long pass up the left wing side. McLaughlin hit and held along the near side boards, trying to stay with that puck. Kicked it down toward the corner. Centering pass, got all the way through to the far point man, Pete. His shot hits the body in front, and the Panthers will go the other way in a hurry. Verhaeghe down the left wing side, tries a drop pass, came out in front as Greer sent it across for Bjornfoot, who was crashing toward the net.
Not a bad look.
And it's covered up here by Swayman, and we get a wrestling match in front as the Bruins try to keep the Panthers away from their goaltender.
Fans, hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
11 minutes to go here in the second. A tie game. Shots now 20-8 in favor of the Panthers. less than halfway through this one. Bruins will have a defensive zone face-off coming up here. Boston will head home after today's game. Get ready for another matchup with the Lightning on Tuesday night, their next outing.
It's actually a light week.
It is.
Right.
One play after that.
Realizing, yeah, you get 2 days between today and the game against the Lightning, and then you get 3 days off between Tuesday's game and Saturday's game against Ottawa.
Brazo just outside the Boston line. Will play it up the left side.
At some point, other team's got to catch up.
Right, exactly. Frederick from a wide-angle shot, saved by Bobrovsky, and we got another dust-up. Well, we got two of them, one behind the net, one in the near corner with Frederick, and now Lohrei gets into it in front of the net with Greer, and they're wrestling. Greer looks like he wants a scrap here. Frederick's going to come over and get involved in that, and this thing's about to break loose. The linesmen, both of them, trying to get between Frederick and Greer and pull them apart. And now Brazo's getting into it with someone in the pile here.
My question is why? Just
let him
Greer
go.
and Frederick settle it.
Yeah. The referee trying to get Brazo and Nosek apart.
Yeah, Frederick, like Lohrai's a big guy, but he's not somebody that wants to drop the gloves, and Greer's more than willing.
Not with A.J. Greer, especially.
It was Greer and McAvoy at first, and then Lohrei came in. It's kind of a little bit, be careful what you wish for, and then Frederick noticed it and got right in there quickly.
So Greer and Frederick are into the penalty boxes right now. The officials talking with the captains here. Sort all this out.
I guess it'll all be even.
Boston 11 minor penalty for roughing. Florida 10, 4 minutes roughing. 2 minute power play Boston.
Greer the extra 2.
So the Bruins will get a power play out of it with 10:31 to go here in the second. Greer gets 4 to Frederick's 2. So I guess 2 with Lohrei and 2 with Frederick. This one, as many of these games with the Panthers tend to do, has a little bit of,
it all started too with
juice in it.
Sam Askevich, he's cross-checking Wallstrom. Wallstrom was just doing a flyby on Bobrovsky as he made the save. I didn't understand that, but that started the whole thing.
The Bruins to their third power play of the game, 1 for 2 so far. Pasternak will angle it back to Marchand out of the blue line. His shot hit a leg of Forsling, kicked wide of the net. From behind the net, Pasternak will play it back off the near boards. Marchand from the near circle goes down low. Pasternak centering pass, and Sako healed it into the far corner.
It's the right play. Sako's got to handle that.
McAvoy at the right point. Marchand backhands it towards the side of the net. Lindholm gets taken down by Kulikov. Puck is in behind Bobrovsky's net. Minute 20 to go in the man advantage. 5 or 6 guys trying to dig that puck free, and now Marchand's got it in the far corner. McAvoy back at the blue line. Down into the right circle for Marchand. Over across ice it comes for Pasternak. Gave it up and got it back for McAvoy. Pasta works his way back out toward the blue line. To the far side for McAvoy. Shot blocked by Reinhart. Comes around the near side. A chance for the Panthers to clear, and they do.
A little bit more semblance of a setup there in the offensive zone, though, after they gain possession off the faceoff.
McAvoy will deal coming out of the zone to Pasternak. Picked off by Luostarinen. Forced back into the Bruins zone. The first man to it will be Lundell. Lundell out of the left corner. Hits the outside of the net. Gets it back onto his stick and drops it back into the neutral zone so the Panthers can kill more of this penalty time. Bruins have changed up the unit here with 28 to go in the man advantage. Lohrei will start it out of the zone. Brings it ahead to the Panther line. Skates across the line and deals a right wing pass for Wallstrom. Knocked away from him by Bjornfoot. On the end boards, Mikkola battling with Iki. Bjornfoot gets involved in that as well. It'll come around to Coyle at the left circle. Final 8 to go in the power play. Lohrei dealt it off to that right side. Played toward the corner and taken away. And right back out of the zone it comes. Lohrei going to try and get a quick re-entry here as Tkachuk comes out of the box. He was serving half of that double minor. And now he's going to get a breakaway. Kachuk going right in, and Swayman at the top of his crease made the save. Lohrei clears it up ice here for Wahlstrom. And he'll sweep it around Kulikov and deep into the attack zone. Geekie goes into the corner for a check, but Forsling stops short. 8:05 to go in the second. We're still tied at 1. Bruins now 1 for 3 on the man advantage today. Dorov in his own zone. Beecher and McLaughlin nearly ran into each other. Peak will play it off the far wall and get it out of the zone. Driven back in by Forsling, but cut off by Zadorov. His pass up ice, though, and Forsling steals that right back. He'll skate it in, left wing circle a shot. Glove stop by Swayman, hangs on to it, and he stands up tall and gets into the face of Forsling, and everyone will gather in there. We'll step aside with 7:41 to go in the second period. Bruins 1, Panthers 1. On the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise. Some are filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy additives that growing kids should never eat. That's why Hiya created the Kids Daily Multivitamin, a chewable vitamin with 15 plus essential vitamins and minerals. Some kids' vitamins are filled with 5 grams of sugar, and sugar is known to contribute to a variety of health issues. Hiya is made with 0 sugar and 0 gummy additives, yet it tastes great and is perfect for picky eaters. Hiya is made with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies and helps support kids' immune systems, energy, brain function, mood, concentration, and more. It's also non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, and nut-free. Hiya is designed for kids 2 and up and sent straight to your door, so parents have one less thing to worry about. To receive 50% off your first order, go to hiyahealth.com/no sugar. Go to hiyahealth.com/no sugar and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
7:41 left here in the second period. Bruins and Panthers are even at a goal apiece. And Bruins trying to end a 6-game losing streak here today. Power play has been such a big part of some of their struggles here of late, but they've got a power play goal today, and that last effort, first unit looking for some bright spots, or at least able to get some zone time. If nothing else, get some shots at the net.
It is baby steps, that's for sure.
Off the near wall, Marchand couldn't get it out of the zone. A chance coming down the right wing circle, but forced wide of the net. And off the far wall, it'll be Lindholm to get it out. Marchand taps it loose into the Florida zone, but Mikkola gets back there as Schmidt tried to hold off Marchand. Now Schmidt from the far circle has to chop one off the far boards. Mikkola helps it out into the neutral zone. Luostarinen will play it back in deep. Swayman got it out from behind the net onto Carlo in the far corner, but he's up against a pair of Panthers. Popped it out of the air with his glove. Osterley takes it, and he will push it up across his own blue line to the red and dump it into the left wing corner. Wrapping around the far side. Frederick poking at it against Kachuk. Comes into the middle here of the Florida zone. Barkov will turn it up ice. His pass missed everyone coming through the neutral zone as he tried to connect with Kachuk. It's an icing against Florida.
Fans, Avidia Bank is teaming up with Boston legend Patrice Bergeron again this season for Assist for Kids to donate $37,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. Get details now at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron.
Brent Frederick will take this face-off. Wahlstrom and Brazo on his wings. Zadorov and Peak at the blue line. Offload the face-off. And to dig it free, Panthers will move out of the zone. Backhanded ahead here by Kachuk. Luostarinen faces into the right wing corner and hammers Peak.
Peak took exception to that. He's going after Luostarinen.
He's working over Luostarinen with a stick, and it looks like he has taken a penalty in all this. And Peak getting in Luostarinen's face, and now everybody else is going to start pairing off here. Away from all this, Frederick and Kulikov are poking at each other.
Peak took exception to the way that Lucerina knocked him into the boards. It was awkward. And they'll call the retaliation on Peak alone here.
Boston 52, minor penalty for cross-checking.
So Florida will go on their third power play. Peak kind of went.
He went awkwardly into the boards. Yeah. I don't know if it was just he lost his balance a little bit or if Lucerina had a lot to do with it. He certainly felt that he did. They'll just call a retaliation for a cross-check on Peak. But he went into the boards face first.
Replay picks up after the hit, so we don't get the chance to see what.
Yeah. Kind of wish we had Nesson right now, as opposed to the national telecast that fails to pick up where the Lucerina's hit. That would help, wouldn't it?
That would. There's Verhaeghe. Kachuk out near the blue line here for the Panthers as they start their third power play of the game. Otherwise, Peak just lost his mind for no particular reason. Started cross-checking Lucerina repeatedly.
The replay started with Peak's cross-check.
Here's a one-time effort by Reinhardt. Snapped his stick. There are two broken sticks on the ice, both of them belonging to Panthers. Kachuk along the right wing circle. Takes a look around, brings it to the top of the circle, goes up top for Barkov. Barkov took a shot, scrambled for possession in front. Swayman down, looking to cover it up, and does not. Still loose. It comes off a skate back toward him, and now finally Lindholm is able to clear it.
A lot of pucks pinballing around down there. Got a broken stick in the slot. The referee will grab it, though, and get it out of there.
Yeah, cleaning up all sorts of dead wood here.
I'd like to see them do that more often, actually.
Just get the stick out of the way. Yeah. If you see guys having to skate around them or trip over them.
I mean, sometimes it's fun to see it part of the game where, right, if it's in the middle of the ice or something. If you can pick it up, though, get it out of there.
So with 5:10 to go here in the second, in a tie game, 43 seconds left on the Florida power play.
Yeah, I would love to give you a better evaluation of why Peak was so upset. I know he got knocked down by Lucerina, but like we said, there's no... Nesson would have had it for us.
Yeah, I think they probably would have.
Yeah, I think so.
You face off. I mean, they only had to wind the tape back another 2 or 3 seconds. Here's McAvoy on the right wing side. He'll play it around toward the near corner. Marchand, wrestling match with Samaskevich, but Panthers will move forward here. Kachuk gets it just across the line. Gives off for Rodriguez. Shot smothered by Swayman. No rebound. Hangs on to it. 27 to go on the Peak penalty.
Yeah, with Peak in the box, you got Lohrei forced into some penalty killing action now. He'll go off the ice now, and they'll bring Carlo and Zadorov back out on the defensive side of things.
Coyle and Beecher come out as the forwards for this face-off. Far side to our right. This guy's a little antsy here before they drop the puck. Heinzman gives him a quick talking to. And now he's going to boot Coyle out of the draw. So it'll be Beecher to take it. And he wins it toward Carlo. Zadorov poked it back toward Carlo in the far corner. His clearing effort partially blocked. Stays in the zone. Brought back around behind the net by Rodriguez. Deals it back to Bennett. Walks it along the blue line. Here's Rodriguez, top of the right wing circle. They work it around toward the far side. And a one-timer by Samaskevich turned aside by Swayman. Bruins will get the clear with 5 to go in the power play.
Samaskevich, former first-round pick. That's good success in the American Hockey League.
And a break into the zone with Nosek. He gets run off of it. Back toward the blue line. Thrown back toward the net and wide. Bruins are back at full strength here. Nosek turnaround shot. Gets blocked by Lohrei, and then he chops it away on that rebound. Frederick out of the blue line, had it knocked back deeper into the Bruins zone. McAvoy has to
good angle
give it away from Greer.
Good angle by Greer.
Pasternak now coming up the left wing side here for Boston. Down the left wing wall. Frederick goes into the corner after it. Gave it back to Geekie. Geekie in front, score! Pasternak redirects it from right in front of the crease. And the Bruins make it 2-1. They lead it.
This is a good passing play. A little bit of a rope-a-dope here, right? Pastrnak pulls up on the left wing circle. Going to drop this puck into the corner for Frederick, and then Geekie picks it up, wheels around into the left wing circle. And after Pastrnak had dropped that puck off, he goes to the far post, and Geekie got himself a goal and assist here today. Finds Pastrnak backdoor on Bobrovsky. So they just kill off the penalty, get back to 5-on-5. And Pastrnak is able to get the step on Kulikov going to the net. So he drops it off. Kulikov is with him, but he allows Pastrnak to get the step going to the net. And does not get good stick position at all. And Pastrnak makes him pay.
You mentioned Geekie, a goal and an assist. Pasta has that as well. He assisted on Geekie's goal in that first period. Pasta, his 18th of the season. And we get a whistle for an offside here. So with 3:41 to go in the second, we step aside. It's the Bruins back in front, 2-1 the score. On the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
You can help an old lady get across the street, save somebody from choking when they're out to eat. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Live blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Town Fair Tire, the area's largest independent tire dealer, has prices so low you can't say no. The guaranteed lowest price on Toyo Celsius tires. But there's even more. Town Fair gives you more free services than any other tire dealer on every Toyo Celsius tire. 2 unbeatable deals on Toyo Celsius tires that you won't find, no, you can't find anywhere else. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Morgan Geekie and Trent Frederick, the helpers on David Pasternak's goal. With those feeds, the Shawson Star Market Foundation donates another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feed the puck. Bruins up 2-1 with 3:41 to go here in the second period. Geekie and Pastrnak each with a goal and an assist.
It's been a funny game for a guy like Pastrnak, though. He's been a little quiet, but he still has a goal and an assist. Right. It hasn't been as... I mean, that was a nice play there, getting body position on Kulikov. Kulikov's with him. He just loses the stick.
Well, that's, the thing about a player as talented as Pastrnak is sometimes you can have a quiet game, but then you make the big play. And he makes a big play there to get this one back in Bruins.
It's a nice pass from Geekie, too.
Get the Bruins back in the lead. The shot goes wide here from Bennett. Around the near boards, bounced away from Mikkola and out of the zone. Panthers will have to get back onside. Boyle able to knock a puck free into the Bruins zone here. Osterley takes a heavy hit. Puck came around the near side. A centering pass by Tkachuk broken up. Bennett just outside the top of the circle. His shot hit Carlo in front. Comes back behind the net, and Tkachuk played it off the near boards. Marchand was over there to take it away. He's dealing with Kulikov and gets it up and out of the zone. Boyle able to keep that puck moving forward for the moment. Now Osterley near the red line. Boyle from a knee able to get it deep into the Bruins attack zone and then head off as part of a change. 2.5 minutes to go here in the period. Pastrnak and Barkov came together in front of the Bruins bench. Panthers with possession. Forsling had to quickly play it away from Pastrnak as he was coming hard. In the neutral ice, Barkov Hands off for Rodriguez. Couldn't find the handle. Turned over in the Bruins zone. Frederick. Go back and forth with Pasternak. The return pass missed. Kulikov
going to keep his line together.
Pasternak will play it back toward the blue line. Peak. Let it bounce away and out into the neutral zone. Pasternak turns with it. Far side. Geeky. Tapped it around Forsling, but couldn't get cleanly around him. Now Pasternak onto it on the far side wall. Geeky in the corner. Hit by Barkov. But behind the net, Kulikov will send it up ice for Reinhart. And he dumps it around Zadorov and deep into Bruins territory. Lohrei in the far corner first to it. Zadorov behind the net gets it with 90 seconds to play in the period. Now Verhaeghe tries to put some pressure on Zadorov. Kita plays it off the far boards and out through neutral ice. He kept it moving forward.
Pepsi Brazo Zaka. I mean, the blender's really going.
Making some of those South Florida margaritas here this afternoon. Joe Sako. Puck will come around behind the net. Lohrei will move it toward the near wall. Verhaeghe trying to center it. Hit a skate. Kicked away from Lundell by McAvoy. Lohrei at the back of the net. He'll swing it around the near boards, but again kept in by Belinskas. Now Verhaeghe out of the blue line. Throws one toward the net. It got redirected, and Swayman stayed right with it. Gets it covered with 48 to go in the period.
Yeah, there's some strange combinations going on right now with the Bruins forwards lines.
Oh, it is.
This one stays together, right, with Lindholm and Coyle and Marchand.
Right. It has, I mean, the Bruins only have 10 shots as we approach the end of the second period, but they have a 2-1 lead right now. Finding ways.
Now, your goaltender's got something to do with it.
Very much so. That's it. Jeremy Swayman comes in here having lost 5 straight decisions, but not necessarily because of the way he's played in those games. There's an offside net here against the Panthers. They couldn't keep it in the blue line.
And people will look at the last game and they'll focus on that second goal, right?
Sure.
He made some big saves in that game.
Well, you say that all
so did Vasilevsky.
But we say that all the time. You know, people don't necessarily remember when the goaltender bails you out. They remember the bad goal, but they don't remember the 5 great saves that he made before or after that.
And I'll emphasize that there were a few things that went wrong before that goal was scored.
Right.
How it was played.
Schmidt throwing one in front. That one redirected just wide of Swayman. Boyle drops it back toward the end wall. 22 seconds to go in the period. Carlo banks one off the boards and out. Goes all the way down on the outside of the Panther net, and that'll be an icing.
Yeah, you could hear them yelling wheel, right? That means get the puck and get your feet moving, but he's been out there for a little while now, and he just rips that puck off the boards, hoping to get a tip out in the neutral zone to negate the icing. But now 17 seconds ago, you got a kind of a tired group out there.
You get no surprise. Reinhart, Rodriguez, and Barkov for this attack zone faceoff. Barkov's got it on the right wing side. Goes down low. Good play by Osterley. Knocks down Reinhart. Puck goes around the far boards. Barkov there. 4 to go in the period. Dropped it back to the point for a shot, and Swayman gloves that. Gets the whistle with 2 seconds left.
Osterley was able to knock his man down behind the net, but at the same time, you won the faceoff cleanly. And then you try to go up the boards with it, just kind of throwing it up the boards. It does not get out. Now you can get that line change that you're looking for. Rodriguez and Marchand giving each other a couple of whacks. Zadorov comes over and gives Rodriguez a little push for the faceoff here.
Bruins have 3 bodies stacked up in the slot here with 2 seconds to go in the period, 2.3 exactly. As this face-off to the right of Jeremy Swayman. Lindholm trying to pull it back toward the corner, does. Peak will eat it. And the Bruins are going to go to the locker room through 2 periods with a 2-1 lead here on the road over the defending champs. We'll be back to recap what we've seen through the first 40 minutes. 2-1 Bruins here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now Taxes is 100% free when you file in the TurboTax app if you didn't file with us last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just do your own taxes in the app by 2/18.
What if I have lots of forms?
All good, all 100% free.
What if I had 3 jobs?
Still 100% free.
What if I once saw Bigfoot?
That has nothing to do with taxes, so still 100% free.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now this is Taxes. See if you qualify in the TurboTax app. Excludes TurboTax Live, must start and file in app by 2/18.
Right now at Macy's, it's about time. Time to start the year off right, because it's time for our one-day sale. So if you've been thinking it's time to start a new workout routine, there's no time like the present. Just come into Macy's to pick up the active styles you've been looking for, and you'll save 25 to 40% on Adidas, Reebok, The North Face, and more. But don't wait, because Macy's one-day sale will be over Sunday, which means you're almost out of time. We'd say more, but hey, time's up. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportshub.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Station.
Pasternak now coming up the left wing side here for Boston. Down the left wing wall. Frederick goes into the corner after it. Give it back to Geekie. Geekie in front, score! Pasternak redirects it from right in front of the crease, and the Bruins make it 2-1. They lead it. Bruins in front 2-1 at the second intermission down here in Florida. Great to have you along on this Saturday afternoon, along with Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston, and Bruins finding a way to get the lead here through 40 minutes, despite a shot disparity that's 28-10 right now in favor of the Florida Panthers, who have put some solid pressure on Jeremy Swayman and the Bruins defense, but they've been able to hold their ground, giving up just the one power play goal in that first period.
Yeah, it's Jeremy Swayman's been excellent. Let's face facts, right? Not outchanced, but shots put towards the net, 65 for Florida right now to 22 for the Bruins. It's been lopsided in terms of, the ice has been tilted here through the first couple of periods, and the Bruins have hung tight. They've done a pretty good job, aside from maybe the first 5-10 minutes of the first period. We're trying to keep it to the outside, trying to limit the grade A chances that Florida's had. They certainly had some early in the game. And Swayman was excellent. down the other end, they've been opportunistic, right? You had the goal on the power play, had a couple more power plays since then. Really hasn't done a whole lot with those. Some semblance of a power play there on the last one that they had, trying to move the puck around, but really nothing to Bobrovsky, really no threat to Bobrovsky. There was a fan shot in the slot on the bumper there by Sako, where we've been calling for them to use the bumper a little bit more, right. And that time they did, and Sako fanned on the shot. So, and he was open, he was there. So it's been a little opportunistic. I love the goal that they score here to take the lead. It's a play where Pastrnak, makes a smart decision on the left wing side as he enters the zone. He's waiting for help, and he's going to rotate this puck back down low as he's taken away by Kulikov. Takes away time and space on him, and he dumps it kind of down low there for Frederick. Frederick rotates it to the left wing side there to Geekie, and as all that's happening, Pasternak's going to the net. And Kulikov, you say defensemen don't get beat back to the front of the net, right? So he's there. But then Pastrnak beats him. He didn't get beat off the wall. He got beat in the slot. And Pastrnak got good possession, or good position on him, I should say, with that stick down. And Geekie, really good, strong pass to that back door, beating Bobrovsky. No chance for Bobrovsky on that play. So, I think the Bruins had two chances in that period. One was the Marchand 2-on-1 with Lindholm, where he took the shot from the right wing side, and it was Bobrovsky made that one look easy. I mean, he made the save standing up with the glove. A good save. It was really the only odd man rush I think that the Bruins have had here today, and a good save by Bobrovsky there. He didn't have a whole lot to do other than that, and then they get the backdoor goal on the nice feed from Geekie. So and Pastrnak gets that one, but it's been lopsided, right? I mean, I think we can all agree with that, and the numbers bear that out. It's 65-22 through two periods, and that tells you where the puck has been most of the time.
Well, I mean, obviously, you're not you hope to not have to have Jeremy Swayman make 27 saves through two periods.
Yeah, sometimes
in this
it's
game.
better though.
But I was going to ask you, so is this how the Bruins have to play to be successful against a team like Florida, that you try and keep everything to the outside in the defensive zone, and crash down in front of him, and then find a way to score goals when you get the chances at the other end?
Yeah, there's no shame in winning a game 2-1.
Right.
And it hasn't been because they've been locked down defensively, but they were better in the second period. There weren't as many, wide open chances like they had in the first period.
Right.
So it was better, and now you hope that you have your best period here, and it's the win a period, win a game thing, but you bear down in terms of where you're giving your chances from. You just got to. They had to protect the middle of the ice way better than they did in the first period, and I thought that they did here in the second. They get the penalty kill, and there were a couple opportunities. There was some pinballing around in front a couple times there, where everybody was trying to find that puck before the Bruins were able to clear it. And as soon as the power play had expired, that's when the Bruins went back down and got the goal. It was a makeshift line as well, right? It was Frederick, Geekie, and Pastrnak, and then they stuck with that line. So we'll see what comes out in the third period here. In terms of lines. So there's been a couple of changes, a couple of alterations. Maybe it was because of the timing, late in the second period. They want to kind of shorten the bench a little bit, make sure certain guys don't get stuck out there for too long.
Right.
And now you got the third period coming up where, maybe you go back to them, but we'll keep an eye on that. But this is, you haven't been in this position in a while. A lead going into the third period, opportunity here for some points.
2-1, they lead it as we head toward the third period. And our music of the game brought to you by Live Nation. Summer favorites, Yacht Rock Review, return to Leaderbank Pavilion for 2 shows. Catch them Friday, August 8th and Saturday, August 9th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. We'll check the NHL schedule when we come back on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
Lowe's knows how to help make your Super Bowl 59 party a touchdown. Let us help you prep your home to host with top brands like Charbroil, Blackstone, and LG, so you can be the MVP of game day. Plus, use the Lowe's app to find what you need for a seamless shopping run. Or huddle up with our Lowe's Red Vest associates to help make all your game time hosting decisions.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hair thinning can happen for so many reasons. Whether it's stress or hormones or anything, at Nutrafol we've learned that real change starts below the surface. Our hair growth supplements take a whole body approach and target the key root causes of hair thinning, so you can see visibly thicker, stronger hair in 3 to 6 months.
Hair growth starts from the inside at Nutrafol.com. That's Nutrafol.com.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Oh, Downy in the rinse change.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
Let's take a look at the out-of-town scores from around the NHL. Well, there are no scores right now, but there's a lot of games on the schedule today and tonight, including 4 o'clock face-offs in Buffalo, where the Sabres will take on the Seattle Kraken, and in Pittsburgh, where the Penguins and the Senators, who are both battling for playoff positioning on the outside looking in or just creeping in, they will take to the ice today at 4 o'clock as well. 7 o'clock face-offs tonight up in Toronto, where the Maple Leafs will host the Vancouver Canucks. The Dallas Stars have won 6 in a row and 4 straight on the road. They visit Montreal, where the Canadiens have won 9 of their last 11. Also a 7 o'clock face-off, the New Jersey Devils hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning. Devils coming off a 1-4-1 road trip return home tonight. Also 7 o'clock face-offs in Philadelphia, where the Ducks visit the Flyers. The Blackhawks will host the Oilers tonight at 7 Eastern. The Blue Jackets are on the road to take on the St. Louis Blues, and the Colorado Avalanche visit the Winnipeg Jets for a 7 o'clock face-off as well. An 8 o'clock start in Nashville with the Predators hosting the Washington Capitals. The Islanders are out in Utah to take on the Hockey Club. 9 p.m. Eastern time face-off there. And the 10 o'clock starts tonight out west. It's the Kings at the Flames. The Vegas Golden Knights hosting the New York Rangers, and the Minnesota Wild are in San Jose to take on the Sharks. Panthers and the Bruins coming up on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You've always known you were going places. So whether you're continuing your journey to success or perhaps starting a new one, a Master of Science in Accounting from Eisenberg is just what you're looking for. As the #1 graduate accounting program in the Northeast, we can help open doors to the next chapter in your business career. Ready for what's next? Learn more at eisenberg.umass.edu.
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer-lasting scent.
Waiting for your electrical supplies during the day or sitting in traffic is for the birds. Use the GCE Night Train from Granite City Electric and get access to over $50 million in local inventory with a free guaranteed overnight delivery of your electrical supplies anywhere in New England. So avoid wasting time waiting in line and sitting in traffic. Order by 5 p.m. and you'll have your materials the next morning by 6 a.m. guaranteed. Visit GCEnighttrain.com to get on board the GCE Night Train today. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
The wait is almost over.
This crowd is ready for hockey.
The world's best players take the ice to compete for their country. International Best on Best hockey comes to Boston as Bruin stars Brad Marchand of Team Canada and Charlie McAvoy of Team USA compete to see which hockey nation will reign. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA. The Four Nations face-off. Get your tickets today.
Hey, DQ fans, get 2 single cheeseburgers for $5 or 2 double cheeseburgers for just $7 with the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers Deal. Only for limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
The Peterson School has been a leader in teaching the trade since 1946 and is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, and Haverhill. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more. The Peterson School, they teach the trades.
If you need tires, think Town Fair Tire. Thinking name brands? We have them all. Thinking price? We beat the competitors. Free services? We have those too. For the guaranteed lowest price, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
This is a black and gold flashback.
Feeds it in the middle of Fisher. He lost it, and Bergeron scores! Patrice Bergeron from the right circle on the Fisher turnover. Now Bergeron with a steal, though. Up ice with Wheeler shorthanded. Bergeron trying to backhand it to Wheeler. Loose puck. Score! Bergeron battles to keep it in. Bergeron to the left circle. Wrist shot, and he scores! That's a hat trick for Patrice Bergeron and a 6-0 lead. Our black and gold flashback today taking us back to this date in 2011 as Patrice Bergeron scores that hat trick. Tim Thomas 31 saves, and the Bruins beat the Ottawa Senators by a final score of 6-0. Boston trying to snap a 6-game losing streak here today, has a 2-1 lead over the Florida Panthers as we get ready to start the third period. Each team with a power play goal in the first period. Bruins Morgan Geekie at 6:02 from Mason Lohrei and David Pastrnak. Geekie's 10th of the season made it 1-0. At 15:29, Evan Rodriguez with a power play goal, his 8th from Balinskis and Lundell, tied the game at 1. And the only goal in the second period belonged to David Pastrnak, his 18th of the year from Geekie and Trent Frederick at 16:11. And the Bruins have a 2-1 lead. Shots on goal through 2 periods, 28-10 in favor of Florida. They led it 14-6 in the first and 14-4 in the second. Each team 1 out of 3 on the power play so far this afternoon. That power play goal snapped an 0-for-14, 8-game slump for the Bruins, who will be moving from left to right here in the third period.
Yeah, that was a makeshift power play too, right? Because it was a couple guys had changed, and a couple other guys had come on, and a couple leftovers from the first unit.
Controlled here by Mason Lohrei in his own zone. Pass ahead, tipped by Coyle. Mikkola will get it back deep into Boston territory as he's shoved by Coyle. Puck wrapped around the far boards. Marchand looking for a long pass up ice. Coyle reaching out but couldn't get a stick on it. That's going to be an icing.
Yeah, Mikkola was able to get back as well. Mikkola came under some fire the other day. He had kind of stuck his leg out. He stuck his leg out on a hit on Stenlund, who just won a Stanley Cup with the Florida Panthers before moving on to Utah. Stenlund turned around and gave him a good whack, and he had just been given his ring. Like they had just presented him with his ring in Utah.
Thanks for all the hard work, right? A shot into the near side corner. Coyle will play it out of the zone. Marchand skating onto it on the left wing side against Kulikov. Marchand goes awkwardly into the boards.
Yeah, he lost his balance, and Kulikov finished him.
Here's Forsling back ahead. Centering pass, and they score. Barkov finds Reinhart, who redirects it around Swayman, and the Panthers tie it at 2 early here in the third.
Yeah, Marchand goes down, and then the Panthers go back to work, coming back up the ice. Pasternak's back here on Reinhart, but much like his goal in the second period where Kulikov didn't contain the stick, Pasternak's right there next to Reinhart. He does not get the stick. He lets him jump right by him. And no chance for Swayman on this. Backdoor pass for Reinhart, who's been, for him, in a bit of a slump here. But the Bruins are back. They're back in good position. Drop pass, and then it's Barkov who makes the pass across. And Pasternak looked like he was a little shaken up after that, but I can't tell where. He just hopped on the ice.
Tucked into the Bruins zone. It'll be cleared out. Pasternak's going to stay with it here and feeds it off. Coming down the middle. Sako trying to get it onto his forehand to shoot. Knocked away, and Bennett looking to clear it out.
That's too easy. It's just too easy.
You mentioned Reinhart's been a bit of a slump. He now has goals in back-to-back games, but he had gone 6 in a row without one. Actually, 6 in a row without a point prior to Wednesday. Frederick in that far corner, but now 24 goals on the year for him. Volleyed into neutral ice. Bruins will get it right back in across the line. Brazo down in the right wing corner, got it in front.
Go back to the lines that they had earlier there with Brazo, Wahlstrom, and Frederick.
Wahlstrom sent it around the boards. Back down deep. Wahlstrom now in the near corner against Mikkola. Able to peel that puck free in front for Brazo. Couldn't get the one-timer off. McAvoy to the doorstep. They score! Oliver Wahlstrom gets his first as a Bruin, and they're right back in front, 3-2.
Yeah, good persistence here. This is a lot of Charlie McAvoy coming in and joining this play, right? So you've got 4 guys down low. They win a battle along the wall. That's Wahlstrom trying to get it to Brazo. And McAvoy comes in, tries to get this shot away. Gets it poked off his stick right in front, and it's Wahlstrom that the puck comes to off to the right of Bobrovsky, and he's going to slam this one home. He's been due.
Wahlstrom, who had 2 goals in 27 games with the Islanders before he went on waivers. Bruins picked him up. He breaks through here in his 10th game in a Bruins uniform with his first goal, first point. And it comes at a big time as the Bruins get right back in front here with just under 18 minutes to go. As the puck is cleared out here, it'll go all the way down into the Florida zone for an icing.
Bruins 4th line out there, and that's a quick line change. Getting Barkov's unit out there.
Charlie McAvoy went over to the official and grabbed that puck for Wahlstrom, the Portland, Maine native. Grew up a Bruins fan. A face-off in the defensive zone. Boston wins it. McAvoy, second effort to clear it out. Lewinsky's going to drive it right back in. Swayman went out behind the net, couldn't slow it down. It'll come to the near circle courtesy of McAvoy. Here's Koepke up the right wing side. Gets it deep into Florida territory. Bruins will go for the change. Lewinsky's the long pass through the neutral zone, and he'll angle in wide of Swayman, and he plays it in front of the net, gets the whistle.
Yeah, Florida is saying, wait a second here. They might take this to center ice.
And ricocheted out of the corner in front of the crease, and Swayman wasn't going to let it go.
Right, because Florida's got a chance to get there first, so he's going to play it. So nobody's back to the dots yet.
Right, so you can't. They shouldn't blow that an icing yet, right? Nobody had gotten there. They are going to face it off at center ice. Officials realizing the error. as the Panthers control the puck. They're moving from right to left here in the third period. Forsling to Kulikov, up ice. Chuck helps it into the Bruins zone. Swayman sent it off into that far corner. Now Elias Lindholm will lob it out.
Coming up. Panthers.
Kulikov touches the puck, draws the whistle, and a slashing indication here.
Order 27, minor penalty slashing.
Nobody's copping to it.
Luostarinen turned around and said, "Who, me?" Yes, you.
It's
this is another one that it's been a pretty low standard today to draw some of these penalties.
And it's the referee that's out at center ice that's calling it. It's out in the corner, and it's not much.
And officials have
say, "What, are you kidding me?"
At a very tight standard.
Well, Maurice is saying the same thing. He's like, that was it? He just saw the replay. He said, that was it?
So fourth power play of the game here for the Bruins with a 1-goal lead. Just over 3 minutes gone in this third period. They'll have to chase one back to their own zone here.
He did get the lower hand of Zadorov. I will say that. So if they called the one on, who was it there right at the blue line in the first period for the Bruins, and he said he got the stick. Doesn't matter. He got the hand there, and Zadorov, kind of shaking the hand. But
here's Pasternak behind the net, sends it off the far boards, back to Marchand, stepping in for a shot, blocked by Barkov, and Barkov's off to the races the other way. Down the right wing side, drops it at the top of the face-off circle, and Reinhart tried to shoot it, was blocked wide of the net.
He did not block that shot. Marchand completely fammed on it. Barkov tried to get going the other way.
Pasternak plays it over toward the Boston bench. Nearly too many men, and now a chance here for Lundell moving in with a backhand that goes wide. It'll come back behind the net, and Lohrei goes to get it. We heard a soundbite from Morgan Geekie in the first, before the game, talking about those self-inflicted wounds over the past number of games, and Bruins nearly had one there. Pasternak plays it down the right wing side. Coyle will spin it around the far boards. 45 to go in the man advantage. Into the far corner. Coyle and Geekie both there. Geekie sends it back to the far point for Lohrei. Over to the near side for Pasternak. That's hits a body in front as he shot. Taken out from behind the net by Bjornfoot. He will get it out all the way back down towards Swayman. 25 left in the man advantage. Bruins moving left to right. Coyle coming through neutral ice. Hands off to Geekie, cutting toward the slot. Kulikov slaps it away from him.
A little, not desperation, but good effort, second effort there by Kulikov, because it looked like Geekie was going to get by him.
Here's Wahlstrom with some speed into the Florida zone. Forced off into the corner by Kulikov. Puck comes around the near side. Geekie skates over to get it just inside the blue line. They get it back down low. Instead, he's got a tap. Gives over to Lohrei. High slot. Shot hit the post. At the back of the net, Wahlstrom.
Has a rebound just wide.
Our play is over. Puck comes trickling out in front of Bobrovsky, who lets it go, and A.J. Greer will get it out of the zone. Luostarinen couldn't catch up with it. Osterley going to skate it back to the Florida zone and backhand it deep. Boston was getting some changes on, and we have a whistle and the puck touched with a high stick. So the faceoff will come outside the zone here.
Good chance for Lohrei, right in the slot. He's got that little slide, drag move that he has from the, when he comes in from the blue line, and it opens up because you've got, when guys come out to try to block a shot, if you don't have that lateral movement, it's going to be an easy block. Right. They get in the shooting lane, lined up with where the puck is. Now he's got the ability to drag and move and get that shot away. And that was Nosek trying to block it.
Pete will go back behind Swayman to retrieve the puck. Koepke got the pass in the neutral ice, trying to give it off to the left side for Beecher. He's in a battle with Belinskas. Comes back out into neutral ice. Tkachuk able to hand it off for Bennett. Bennett knocked down, coming in across the blue line.
Frederick had him lined up. Bennett actually lost his balance.
Belinskas shot it wide to the short side, came ricocheting around the far side. Bjornfoot skates down to get it, and he gets hit in the far corner by Zadorov. Peak takes the bump from Tkachuk along the end wall. It'll come around towards Frederick. Trying to chop it out of the zone. Zadorov gets a stick in there as well. Now Mikkola couldn't keep as Koepke fed it out into the neutral ice. Mikkola coming back into his own zone with Frederick on his tail. 13:35 left here in the third period. Bruins on top 3-2 here in Florida. Around the Bruins net, it comes to Barkov in the left wing corner. Centering pass, and Reinhart got spun around. Nikola from the left point, played it back down toward the circle, and Barkov centering pass that time missed Reinhart. Barkov now on the far circle. And a pivot away from first Carlo, and now Coyle chasing him. Hands off to Schmidt. Schmidt goes across ice, and the puck jumped away from Reinhart, but he gets it back. From the top of the face-off circle, brings out toward the blue line. Brings it back down deep for Rodriguez. Off into the far circle. Barkov, they work it around quickly. Near side, Nikola coming all the way down into the corner, rims it around, and it gets over Barkov's stick and goes all the way back down toward the Florida zone. 12:45 to play here in regulation. 3-2 Bruins. Forsling banks a pass up ice, picked off near the Boston blue line. Pasternak tried to feed it off to that far side, and nearly turned over. Now they get it deep. Forsling way down into the corner. Reaching behind to get it. Saka got it right out in front, and Pasternak was coming down the slot, but couldn't get it to settle. Saka. McAvoy at the red line. Dumped into the left wing corner. He'll head off on a change with 12:10 to play. Forsling gave to Kulikov. Up the right side goes Nosek along the far boards. Takes a hit from Wahlstrom. Bruins clear it out. Razzo reaching around the defender in the neutral zone, trying to move that puck forward, but instead it'll get back deep, courtesy of Samoskevich. Around the near boards, Wahlstrom takes a bump from Bjornfoot. They get tangled along the wall. Nosek got it deep.
Yeah, see, there's a good example, right? Wahlstrom doesn't get it out, but he absorbs the hit and he protects it, so they maintain possession. Now the Bruins get called for icing, but so when that puck comes up the wall, there's coaches that used to say, like, you don't have to get it out, but you can't turn it over.
Right.
And he protects it. He keeps his man on his back, and the puck ends up going back down towards the corner. Defensemen used to hate that, right? I get it up to you. You got to get it out, but you don't give it away there, and you maintain possession.
Interesting to see here going forward. Wahlstrom finally gets that goal. Let's see how that affects his game here.
I think it can, because I think he's a guy that can go on a pretty good heater, right? He's had some chances.
Schmidt circling back out toward the blue line, takes a shot through traffic in front. Zadorov out of the far corner, plays it toward Wahlstrom, who gets hit by Mikkola. The puck gets through him and all the way down ice. Icing the call.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
A lot of folks thought Wahlstrom's picked up on waivers that a change of scenery is what his career needs. As you've said it a few times, you get into a doghouse, sometimes it's tough to get out. That's the case in New York, and Wahlstrom blocks that one, and he's on one leg trying to get back to the bench right now.
The Bruins had iced the puck twice.
Gets shot up over Swayman's head. Ricochets around the far boards. And Elias Lindholm able to get it out of the zone. Now Marchand sweeping it free around Mikkola. Pokes it toward the front of the net. And Schmidt just able to recover.
It's a nice job by Schmidt. That was a bouncing puck.
Coyle out of the left corner trying to center. That was blocked near the side of the net. Reinhart will push it up the boards, and now it comes back into the middle for Schmidt. Plays it around Carlo into the Bruins zone, but rejected right back out of there by Osterley. That one's just going to make it for icing. Just got to the goal line. A defensive zone faceoff coming up with 10:37 to go.
Bruins have now iced it 3 times in the last couple of minutes. Going to continue to make plays, right? Don't want to get into that mode of just taking the easy way out every time, making sure you're making the right plays, keeping your feet moving, support.
Wahlstrom, did he lose a skate blade in that? Is that why he was going off on one leg?
Taking it off the ice right now.
Here's Tkachuk off of the face-off. Centering pass for Luostarinen. His shot partially blocked. Tkachuk's got it on the far circle. He turns around and fires. That blocked by Coyle up into the air. Geeky, Osterley, and now behind the net it comes to Carlo far side. Banks it off the boards. It goes past Coyle and all the way down. Whistled for an icing with 10:16 to go.
There's a play off the boards to be made. I don't think you have to go high off the boards, right? That's right off the boards, and then you can get the tip in neutral zone. You get some guys hunched over their sticks over their knees right now, so bent over.
That's the danger if you get into this mode. You get guys stuck out there a long time against the powerful offense here as Lindholm takes one away along the side of the net, gets it out into the neutral zone. Kulikov near the red line, got it back to Luostarinen. Dumped across ice by Tkachuk. Out of the far corner comes Bennett. Pasternak relieves him of the puck, though, and he'll work his way up ice. Off to the right side for Geeky. Back to Pasternak. Throws it in front with Sako crashing the doorstep. Tkachuk will bring the Panthers back. Verhaeghe just inside the Boston line. Throws one on Swayman. Glove stop. Hangs on to it. Zadorov gets into it with Tkachuk at the side of the net. Getting their sticks and gloves up. That'll bring us to a timeout with 9:44 to go here in the third period. It's the Bruins 3, the Panthers 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jim was at the laundromat when he heard. His ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent maracas smell amazing." You could call them scent maracas, but most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
I'm Jawan Bentley, linebacker and team captain. Little things like a good night's sleep or a healthy meal matter when you're prepping for game day. Did you know nearly 20,000 people in Massachusetts don't have a permanent place to sleep at night or a kitchen to keep healthy food? For our neighbors facing homelessness, those little things can change lives. Join me in helping our neighbors across Greater Boston get access to permanent housing. Get involved today at headinghomeinc.org.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
9:44 to go here in the third period. Bruins on top 3-2, and fans, the 50-50 raffle presented by DraftKings is currently benefiting the Massachusetts General Hospital Hispanic Psychiatry Clinic, which provides advanced clinical care to monolingual Spanish-speaking patients from specialized staff. To support the MGH Hispanic Psychiatry Clinic and enter for a chance to win half the jackpot, visit bostonbruins.com/5050 to get your tickets. Raffle runs through the third period of Tuesday's game. Face off in the defensive zone. Bruins win it. Angled off the boards by Zadorov, but that's going to be another icing.
You win the face-off clean in your defensive zone, and you ice it. We've had 5 icings by the Bruins over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So, in one sense, okay, it kind of keeps things a little calm, but in another sense,
playing
I
fire
want to
here.
see them making plays coming out of their zone.
Also, going to be a long last 9:37 of this one if they keep like that. Puck will be played around behind the Bruins net by Mikkola into the far corner. Verhaeghe popped it off the wall. Back towards Schmidt. He throws one in front. Might have been redirected on the way through, but Swayman made the stop. They'll get it out. Marchand at the attacking blue line. Send it in on a delayed offside. They'll tag up as the Panthers start out of their zone. Lundell will skate it ahead of the red line. Dumps it around Swayman's net. Verhaeghe in the far corner gets crunched by Zadorov. Backhanded back deep here for Peak. He plays it off the near boards, but Forsling is there to keep it in. Lundell throws it in front. Stopped by Swayman, and then he takes exception to a whack from Verhaeghe. Jeremy will skate away from that and let his teammates stand up for him instead with 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, it just... not in a lot of danger, but not making crisp plays coming out of their own zone right now. You know, Verhaeghe, he took that little push there. And he's been outstanding for this team when the games have been on the line and overtime. But his plus-minus this year is just staggering compared to a guy like Forsling.
Drive by Kulikov, knocked away.
Yeah, Forsling's plus 21. Verhaeghe's minus 20.
That's unbelievable.
He's got 10 goals, and only 3 of them on the power play.
Right, he's got 30 points on the year. Puck rolled out across the blue line here and brought up ice by Pasternak, but offside as Sako was coming down the middle. Will step aside. Not 8:35 to go here in the third period. Bruins with a 3-2 lead on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins radio network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With a VSP individual vision plan, you're the one pulling the strings. Because taking care of your eye health after retirement comes with a lot of decisions that only you should make. Like choosing how to save on the lens enhancements you need, the right name brand frames for your style, and choosing your eye doctor from the nation's largest independent doctor network. Even how you enroll is up to you. Make the best decisions for your vision at the eye doctor's office, retail locations, and online with VSP individual vision plans.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
8:35 left in regulation. Bruins with a 3-2 lead here over the Florida Panthers, thanks to an Oliver Wahlstrom goal at 2:06. Charlie McAvoy, Justin Brazeau with the assists on that.
2 shots on goal for the Bruins, one of them a goal. They have not had the puck in the offensive zone very much. Yep. It's been a lot of icings here. You do what you got to do to win. They haven't given up a ton, aside from the goal, obviously, by Reinhart, but they haven't given up a ton. You know, Swayman hasn't had to be overly taxed here in this period, but a lot of icings and a lot of puck possession for Florida afterwards.
The Panthers have 5 shots on goal through the first 12 minutes. Here's Pasternak with a breakaway, moving in. Bobrovsky stands his ground, makes the save, and covers it up.
So you had Pasternak able to get behind everybody this time after the Panthers turned this puck over in the neutral zone, or excuse me, right inside the blue line for the Bruins blue line. And I think it's Zacha that picks this puck up right in front of the bench, and he sends it up for Pasternak behind everybody. And him and Forsling having a little chat afterwards, but that's a good save by Bobrovsky. God, he's had so many breakaways this year that he hasn't been able to finish on. Yeah, Tkachuk got behind everybody in the second period. And that was a big save by Swayman. This one by Bobrovsky. That's a nice saucer pass. It fluttered a little bit, but it got there right on the tape.
Pasternak, who already has 1 today, along with an assist. McAvoy from the blue line. Shot blocked off into the corner off of Rodriguez. It'll be pushed up toward the right side for Kulikov, now across ice. Forsling drives it around behind Swayman. Wrapped into the far corner. Knocked away from Lohrei. Came back out in front. Swayman made the stop. Comes back to Kulikov, top of the right circle. That shot, it looked like it hit a body in front, and Lohrei will play it out into neutral ice. Geekie sends Pastrnak on the rush again. Moves in. Bobrovsky stays with him, makes the save.
Tried a little hesitation move that time. Did Pastrnak. He's running out of space.
Here's Geekie getting it back out in front, but knocked off toward the far wall. Zadorov fires, and Bobrovsky gloves that one and hangs on to it.
I like the move, right? Pasternak's coming down the right side. He's going to fake the shot, take a step to his right, try to get Bobrovsky to open up the legs and slide at 5-hole, and Bobrovsky did not bite. He stayed right there. Good position, out to challenge. He's made a couple big saves now on Pastrnak to keep this game at 1.
So 2 great chances for Pastrnak here in the last couple of minutes. Face off to Bobrovsky's right. 7:37 left in regulation. Off the draw, Mikkola plays it off the boards. Oakvist moving it up toward the Bruins zone, but Andrew Peak is there. Off the near boards for Brazeau. Got a piece of it. It'll angle in toward Bobrovsky, who steers it away from his net. Lundell lifted it out to neutral ice. Peak there again, and Frederick will drop it back into his own zone. Now Peak.
See, that's better, right?
Yep.
You had one off the wall, tipped into the zone. You had one right there, tape to tape, tipped into the zone.
Puck touch with a high stick here by Brazeau. Draws a whistle.
Not taking the unforced icings, unnecessary icings. Smarter plays coming out.
And we'll be back with you on Tuesday night from back at TD Garden. Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Rematch of Thursday night's game. 6:30 our pregame coverage across the network. 7 o'clock face-off. Bruins hoping they'll have ended their currently 6-game losing streak before they get home. Off the face-off, puck played into the far corner. Lewinskas banks it off the boards out toward Tkachuk at center ice. Toss it over to McAvoy inside the Bruins zone. We are under 7 minutes to play. Elias Lindholm tips it deep, in around behind Bobrovsky. It settles in behind the net. Bjornfoot played it around the far boards. Dumped right back deep here by Lindholm. Marchand trying to set up Coyle coming down the right circle, but taken away. Tkachuk skating to his own blue line, to the red, and lifts one high into the air, bouncing down toward the right corner. Lohrei quickly sends it around the near boards, picked off the wall by Bennett. Bennett skates it in behind Swayman. Poke checked away from him by McAvoy. Off the near boards by Lohrei, but not out. Spinning back around to the far side, and here's Tkachuk. Centering pass. Lushtarina shot. Save made, and the rebound goes wide as Swayman went sprawling out of his crease. Lohrei will play it up off the glass and out of play.
You got to have a harder play than that. You got to be harder on the puck and harder on the play that you make than that. And that's where Lohrei, Lindholm's talking to him right now. He's going to go for this line change, but that leads to that great chance right there. A soft play up the boards.
Bennett standing right there.
Well, that was the first one.
Right.
The second one kept in easily. It's got to be a better, smarter decision. Everything was on this side of the ice for the Panthers. You can't just wrap the puck around right into their pressure.
Face-off win in the defensive zone by Sako. Lobbed out into the neutral ice. Gloved down by Kulikov. Quickly he gets it off to the left wing side. As Reinhart tried to get it out in front. Bruins take away and head the other direction. Geekie for Pastrnak. Broken up by Forsling. And it'll come back down deep into the Bruins zone. Aerial dump into the near corner. Up the wall. Forsling skates down onto it. Geekie trying to get it past Barkov. It hit him and fell down. Along the near boards. It's centered for Barkov and now knocked away. And the Bruins will start out here with Pastrnak weaving his way toward the red line. Lifts one in toward Bobrovsky at the side of the net. He'll stick it along for Forsling out of the near corner. 5:23 to go. And a long pass ahead finds Nosek into the Bruins zone. But he gets spun on into the corner by Zadorov. Thrown toward the side of the net. Hit the outside of the post. And it's played down along the near boards by Mikkola. Through the back of the net. Career. Wrestling against the boards against Zadorov. Mikula back at the near point as puck comes to him. Over to Schmidt, far side. Center blue line, Mikula. Straight on shot with Zadorov laying down in front. And then Greer sent one through the slot untouched. 4:50 to play. Bruins by a goal. Mikula from the left wing point will play it around behind the net. Zadorov lost it. Puck comes out in front. They work it back to Mikula for a shot. Blocked by Brazo. Thrown to the net. And it comes bouncing up into the air. Brazo finds it along the near circle and gives to Frederick, who will skate it out and from the red line send it into the Florida zone as the Bruins need a change. Mikula. That's a hip check from Marchand, but play the puck along to the far side. Out to neutral ice. And it's Lundell skating into the Bruins zone. Gets shoved by Coyle as he goes behind the net. Coyle popped it up the middle, and Elias Lindholm will get it out of the zone with 4:10 to play. Bjornfoot looking to start it up ice here. Balinskis goes rink wide. On to Boquist. He's got a bit of a hot hand here.
He has had the hot hand for them.
Down the near side. Digging for the puck along the wall. Bjornfoot trying to push it back toward the corner. It came back toward Verhaeghe. His shot attempt gets blocked. Lindholm works his way back out through neutral ice. Left side for Marchand. Sends one into Bobrovsky's glove, but gets the whistle in an attack zone faceoff when we come back. 3:44 to go here in the third period. The Bruins 3 and the Florida Panthers 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club. Politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize. And turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Fans, check out the hardest working player of the week content on 98.5thesportshub.com Bruins page, brought to you by the Peterson School. The Peterson School is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, Haverhill, and Turner Falls. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more.
Bruins have been outshot 35-16 today, but have a 3-2 lead. 3:44 left here in the third period, and a face-off in the attack zone, but it's won by the Panthers. Kachuk giving it to Forsling. Back to Kachuk coming up the left wing side. He brings it in across the line. Swings it over to Reinhart. Forced into the corner by Zadorov. A centering pass here looking for Barkov, but that's taken away. Pasternak along the near boards. Takes a hit from Forsling. Can't get it out. Barkov sent it back off into the far corner. Geeky lets Zadorov have it. Walks it out across the blue line, and he gets knocked down in front of the Bruins bench.
Leveled Zadorov there.
Forsling trying to drive it back in deep. Around the boards it goes to the far side. Knocked away from Rodriguez, but Mikula is there at the right point. 3:02 to go. Zadorov out of the far corner. Couldn't get it up the wall. A centering pass got through everyone. Here's Forsling down the left wing circle. Forced in behind the net. Heels it around toward the far side. Luostarinen will give it back to him. On to Mikula from the left point. Shot blocked by McAvoy in front. Backhanded out of the zone by Zaka with 2:43 to go. Coming out of his own zone, here is Balinskis at center ice. Marchand able to disrupt him, but Lundell ends up with the puck down the left wing circle. His shot forced up and over the net by Swayman. Belinskas from the far boards. Got it down into the corner again. Lundell tries another shot. That one redirected wide to the short side. It'll be played off the near boards and out by Carlo. It'll angle down toward Bobrovsky, who skates out between the circles to play it. And he'll be headed to the bench soon here, you would think, with 2:10 to play. Bruins up by a goal.
As soon as they get this puck out the ice, he's going.
Schmidt skates it up to the red line, right through the center circle, in across the line. There goes Bobrovsky toward the bench. Barkov goes toward the end wall against Osterley. Digging for that puck behind the Bruins net. Bennett, Schmidt, and now back off the boards to Verhaeghe at the far point. Over to the near side. Thrown in front by Tkachuk and knocked away into the far corner with 1:42 to go. It'll come back to Schmidt at the left point. Deals it off to Barkov at the left wing circle. Takes a look around, goes back up top for Schmidt. Over to the far side. And thrown toward the side of the net. Tkachuk looking for the redirect.
He got the tip.
Bennett keeps alive along the far boards. It'll come back to Barkov at the left wing circle. Throws one to the net. Hit a stick and puck lifted up and out of the zone. Glove down by a leaping Schmidt to keep it in. High slot. Bennett hands off, and the shot by Reinhart. Tipped up and over. 1:10 to go. The Bruins get it cleared, and that one will go high slot. Bennett hands off, and the shot by Reinhart. Tipped up and over. 1:10 to go. The Bruins.
If you want to play in those situations, you want to be involved in those situations, not just offensive situations, you got to be harder on the puck.
But that's, I mean, with a young defenseman, you know, that's kind of part of the learning process.
Been here for
right?
a couple years now, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to sink in.
So a defensive zone face-off here for Pavel Zacha against Sasha Barkov. 1:05 to go. Bruins with a 3-2 lead. Trying to end this losing streak. Tkachuk throws one to the net. Knocked down off a leg in front. Into the far corner. Chance for Frederick to clear. He does, and that'll be another icing as it goes well wide of the empty net.
Yeah, you're not as upset with those icings, right? You at least you make sure that puck gets out. I like to see Frederick maybe get the high flip out of the zone as opposed to just hard out. But regroup.
54.6 to go. Zacha against Barkov on the face-off again. Panthers control. Tkachuk to Schmidt. Over to the far side. Here's a shot by Verhaeghe. Big save made by Swayman. And Frederick reaching for a puck along the far boards. Poked it to the blue line, but Schmidt there to keep it alive. Now they get it to Bennett. Comes bouncing over to Barkov, and his shot just goes wide to the left. Reinhart deals along the far side. Verhaeghe. Pass down low. We're under 30 seconds to go. Back up top for Reinhart. And the pass across the ice rolled away from Schmidt. A turnover lifted toward the empty net by Pasternak, and it hit the post.
It's going to go for icing. It hit the post, but it didn't stay above the goal line. It went below the goal line, and it'll be another icing here.
Pasternak inches away from ending this one.
Schmidt misplayed that out at the left point. I'm really surprised Forsling's not out there. You know, but Paul Maurice knows his team better than I do.
So 18.6 to go.
Schmidt's capable, but Forsling is.
Zacha and Barkov square off again. Barkov wins it again. Tkachuk along the near circle. 15 seconds left. Tkachuk skates it to the back of the net. Sends it to the far circle. Swayman made a big stop. It'll come back towards Schmidt at the blue line. 7 seconds left. To the far side. In front, a chance. 2 chances. 3 chances. And they score. With 1.8 left on the clock, Sam Reinhart ties it at 3.
He's hanging around the front of the net, down into the right wing circle, centers this puck. 2 chances, 3 chances. Did Reinhart pick this out of the air? It literally trickled up and over top of Jeremy Swayman.
Yeah, it went in over, let's use that, over Swayman. 1.8 seconds away from their first victory in what feels like forever. And now it looks like they're going to have to go to overtime to earn it.
Oh, God. I mean, he missed this, Reinhart did, because the puck was bouncing. And the puck just flutters up and over top. Past the glove of Osterley and up over Swayman. It's hard to describe how this puck just went into the net.
That's some pretty good puck luck
and
right
it just
there.
went up in the air and back down.
So we're headed to overtime in Sunrise, 3-3. We'll be back with it next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Sam Reinhart's goal with 1.8 seconds left on the clock has tied this game, and we are headed to overtime between the Bruins and the Florida Panthers. Bruins get just their second point in the last 7 games, but they really need to get the second one here and end this losing streak.
So Osterley was out there for 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Repeated those
They had the
repeated
3
icings.
icings.
Yeah.
Barkov won 3 straight draws in the offensive zone for puck possession. Pastrnak was 213. That was, I mean, these guys were stuck out there for a while. They had chances to do a few other things with the puck. And they ended up icing it. The icings finally got them in trouble.
So
221 for Carlo.
Yeah. So the 3-on-3 begins here. Lindholm wins the faceoff to get it started. He heads right to the bench. Pastrnak and McAvoy get joined now by Sako. McAvoy near the Florida blue line will drop it back, and Sako and Pastrnak will skate back toward their own zone. Bruins moving from right to left here in overtime. As Pastrnak hands to Sako. Saka's had some overtime magic this year. Pastrnak as well as he cuts to the front of the net. Lost the puck into the far corner, but McAvoy gets down onto it. Up against Reinhart. Need to maintain possession here. They don't. And Barkov will start it out. Here's Reinhart with 2 goals on the day. Coming down the left wing circle. Shot it wide to the short side as Swayman was out to challenge. Barkov will bring it back out into neutral ice here, shadowed by McAvoy, who now turns and goes to the bench. Verhaeghe has it for the Panthers.
Wholesale changes for both teams there.
Just about a minute into the overtime period. Bruins are 6-5 in 3-on-3 hockey this year. Panthers 2-2 with 3 times they've gone to the shootout. Across the line here by Bennett. He wheels back toward the blue line. Hands off to the right side for Tkachuk. Now up to the high slot. It's Forsling stepping into his shot. Lohrei stepping out toward him as that puck went over the net. Bruins will get it out. And Florida will retreat back toward their own zones. Changes come on again here for Boston. Coyle, Geeky, and Zadorov, the three-man unit. Panthers come calling into the offensive zone. Kachuk shot directed up and over the net by Zadorov. Near side boards, and it's Bennett. Dropping it back into the neutral zone, Nico Mikkola. 3:15 to go. Rodriguez. Hands off near the Boston blue line. Now regains the puck again. Lundell from the center circle. Brings in across the line. Finds a little space. Centering pass for Rodriguez. Hit him in the skate as he was moving away from the net. They'll bring it back out into the neutral ice, and they'll reset. Here's Rodriguez down the right wing circle. Save made by Swayman. Geeky's got the rebound, and the Bruins head the other way. Geeky moving down the right wing side. Centers. Zadorov jumping up into the far corner. Has it knocked off his stick. Panthers regain possession. And there's 2:35 left here in overtime. Just about halfway through the 3-on-3. Rodriguez hands it off behind the net, and he heads back to the bench for a replacement. Barkov going to skate it up into the Bruins zone. A challenge by McAvoy along the far circle. Barkov peels it back toward the blue line. Sends it toward the near side. Wrong side of Verhaeghe. That'll turn it over to Zaka with 2:08 to go. Zaka banks a pass ahead to McAvoy. He's got Pasternak down the left side. McAvoy right circle shot. And knocked away by Bobrovsky.
Got to get back now.
Verhaeghe brings it right back ahead here for the Panthers. Goes around Zaka in front. Swayman makes a great save on the right pad. Now a chance from the top of the slot. Here's Verhaeghe sending one across for Bennett as he gets his stick up in McAvoy, and we got a penalty coming here in overtime. Bennett is arguing. McAvoy down on all fours, and with 1:42 to go in OT, the Bruins are going to go to the power play for a chance to win it.
Yeah, I got to see this one again. They got all tangled up, Bennett and McAvoy. Bennett did have his stick up in McAvoy's face, and for Bennett, who he gets away with a few things, as we all know, which I like him for. But this stick looked like it was up on McAvoy. McAvoy might have helped it.
Florida 9-minor penalty, high sticking.
Well, the crowd here in Sunrise not happy about it.
It's a big save by Swayman there on Verhaeghe as he came to the front of the net, got that little shot away. And Bennett looking back door. Yeah, I mean, McAvoy helps it, but his stick was up in the chin of McAvoy. They were all tied up, though, you know, like both sticks. Now the Bruins will call their timeout.
Remember how this works in overtime. The Bruins will get an extra man here, so it'll be a 4-on-3 power play for the final 1:42 of overtime.
Be a nice time to score their second power play goal since the 5th game of the season.
Yeah.
First time 2 power play goals since the 5th game of the season.
They've had 2 power play goals once this year. They have one today.
Take advantage of the break you get.
Now the 4-on-3 power play, obviously a little different than a 5-on-4 here.
Haven't had many of these this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it better, but
we're going to go with Lindholm, Marchand, and Pasternak, and Lohrei as the 4-man power play unit.
Yeah, well, if they, McAvoy had to be attended to, so whether that's by design or not, to have Lohrei out there, which is a position he can shine for sure.
Face off to the left of Bobrovsky. Panthers win the draw.
Barkov is on the face-off circle.
He is wrapped around past Lohrei, goes all the way down ice. Lohrei will start it out from behind Swayman. They're moving from right to left. Lindholm passes right side. Pasternak floats it down toward the right wing circle. Lindholm rushing to get there before Mikkola did. It wraps around the near boards, and Lohrei has it. He'll play it toward Marchand. Had to knock it out of the air, did Marchand, in the near corner. Now a scramble for possession with 1:10 to go. It'll float back toward Lohrei at the point. He settles it down, walks it along the blue line. Gives over to Pasternak, top of the right circle, right in front for Marchand, trying to swing it for Lindholm in the left circle, and it was knocked away, and it gets cleared.
Sliding play by Nico, so Nico's going to make sure that that pass is not going to get by Marchand knew what he wanted to do with it. He was looking backdoor into the left wing circle, tried to get it to him right away, and Mikla slid to knock it away.
Lohrei to Lindholm. To Pasternak on the right wing side. Gives to Marchand, right back to Pasta, 39 seconds to go. Bruins on the power play here in overtime. Lohrei, high slot shot, blocked by Reinhart. Scramble for it along the near side of the net. Lindholm will play it off the far wall, and Pasternak's got it with 28 to go. Pasternak double clutches the shot, pinned it across for Lindholm, a one-timer, turned away.
That's a good look. Lindholm, I don't know if he got all of it, but he got a lot of it. That's a big save by Bobrovsky.
Marchand trying to steal from Kulikov. Puck comes off the near boards. Lohrei keeps in. 10 to go in overtime. Lohrei down into the left wing corner. To Lindholm. Back to Lohrei, center of the blue line. 4 to go. Pasternak tried to get it across. Score! It redirects past Bobrovsky. And the Bruins, with 1.2 to go in overtime, win it 4-3.
Well, the Panthers got an unbelievable bounce on the tying goal by Reinhart. Now it's the Bruins' turn to get that bounce. It's going to go off the leg of Forsling. It's Pasternak in the right wing circle. He's looking to make a pass. He's not even looking to take the shot here. It's kind of a double clutch. He can shoot it, he can pass it. And he tries to go through the slot, and it goes off of the right leg of Forsling and just past Bobrovsky. We said that Reinhart got the great bounce with 1.8 seconds to go. Now it's Pasternak's turn.
The hockey gods giveth and they taketh away. And in this case, the Bruins get the game winner at the end of the 3-on-3. And boy, did they need that. 4-3, the final score here in Sunrise today. We're back with a...
Emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go...
Click Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We all know there's a hurricane season, but hurricanes, evidently they missed the memo. Same thing with Tornado Alley. Tornadoes are going so far off course, they've hit every New England state in the last 5 years. Start preparing now by talking with an independent agent about safety insurance. Whether it's wind, water, fire, or ice, they'll make sure you're covered no matter what Mother Nature throws at you, including hail. Ow! 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 Safety insurance will help you manage life's storms.
Right now at Wendy's, get 2 faves for $7. The spicier classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. 2 faves for just $7? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time only. Select a request 2 for $7 deal to redeem. Not valid in a combo or with saucy nugs. Single item at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Hockey season means it's Peerless Boiler season. Now is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless Boiler. Don't wait. Act now. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your local Nissan dealers. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store at nissanusa.com. And Dairy Queen. DQ fans, kick off your favorite game with a sauced and tossed chicken strip basket. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy taste good. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. It's time for intelligent design, plus exciting performance. Get a new vehicle you'll love. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Nature makes the best antioxidants. That's why Nature's Way added superfood antioxidants to your Alive multivitamin. A powder blend of carrot, pomegranate extract, blueberries, spinach, and apple extract delivers 10 milligrams of polyphenols per serving. That's in addition to your daily dose of essential vitamins and minerals. Shop formulas for women, men, and adults 50 and older. Find your Alive multivitamin, now with superfood antioxidants, at your local store.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportshub.com.
Bruins beat the Florida Panthers in overtime 4-3. We're joined downstairs by Mason Lohrei, who assisted on the game-winning goal from David Pasternak in overtime. Mace, how difficult was it for you guys to kind of get refocused after coming so close at the end of regulation?
Yeah, I mean, no, we've been obviously battling a stretch of adversity here, and then it doesn't change tonight. I think, you know, we didn't have our best game, but obviously it starts with our goalie, who battles his ass off every night, and kind of just, you know, feeds through the whole lineup, and just having that mentality to go out there and next shift make the next play. So,
Mason, you're part of the four-man unit that goes out there on the power play. You guys called timeout. You talked about it a little bit. What was the thought process? What were you guys trying to accomplish in that situation?
I mean, just get possession, and obviously, you know, we want to get pucks to the net and have bodies in the net, but try to get the puck in 88's hands, and good things happen. So, you know, good players like that just find a way to make it go in the net, and that's what happened.
Team scores 2 power play goals tonight. It's been a long time since you guys have done that. How much is that going to help the confidence here going forward, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, had a good meeting with our power play groups this morning. You know, we're starting fresh mindset, and just going to go out there and I'll compete the other group every night. So,
appreciate the time. Good luck going forward here, and congratulations on getting the win tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks to Mason Lohrei for joining us. Bruins win at 4-3 over the Florida Panthers here in overtime. They snapped the 6-game losing streak, but we were just looking at numbers here before we came back.
The numbers are like unreal.
How did the Bruins win today? They got out attempted.
His name's Jeremy Swayman.
109-37. 109 shot attempts from the Florida Panthers. You said you don't think you've ever seen that number that high.
I've never seen that number. 109 shot attempts by the Florida Panthers today to 37 for the Bruins. That tells you where the puck was most of the afternoon. The final shots were 42-18. The Bruins blocked 29 shots today. Their goaltender was excellent. And it's, I mean, those numbers are scary. And then I start looking at ice times, right? And I mean, talk about shortening the bench. You had 4 forwards with less than 10 minutes of ice time today.
Wow.
I mean, that's taxing on 8 of your forwards to get the job done, you know, in a lot of ice time. They shortened the bench. You had an opportunity to win. You seized it. And then to have the goal scored the way that Reinhart scored that goal. So the Bruins iced the puck, by my estimation, when I went back and counted, 9 times in the third period.
Felt like more than that, but yeah.
It was
a lot.
They iced the puck 9 times in the third period, including 3 times in the final couple of minutes, where Barkov won each and every draw, and the Panthers had puck possession. And the Bruins, the guys that were stuck out there, couldn't get off the